2 big days, April 27th and 28th, the annual Foothills Merry-Go-Round Festival at the Shelby City Park. There will be awesome carnival rides, food and product vendors, see Captain Jim's Magic Show, and Circus Stella. And armbands will be just $10 per day per person for all amusement, rides, and entertainment. Don't miss it, the 27th Annual Foothills Merry-Go-Round Festival, April 27th and 28th at the Shelby City Park. For more information, go to cityofshelby.com/parks or call 704-484-6821. Now is the time to head to Marburger Chevrolet in Shelby for that new 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 truck. Now get 2.9% APR financing for 72 months for well-qualified buyers, or get $5,000 total value with your eligible trade-in. And that's not all. Get 1.9% APR financing on the new 2024 Chevrolet Equinox for well-qualified buyers, or get $2,500 total cash allowance. Marburger Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at marburgerchevy.net. It's Dodge Power Shot Days at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Shelby. Come in now and lease a new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT for $399 per month for 24 months. $44.09 due at signing. No security deposit required. Lease payment term is factored in. A $6,500 EV incentive provided by lender. Don't miss Dodge Power Shot Days going on now at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. It's Kubota Orange Days, your golden opportunity to score a deal that will make your neighbors green with envy. Shop this year's best selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. And get the year's best deals, like 0% APR for 72 months or up to $2,300 off L2502 tractors. And you're invited to the Kubota Spring Open House Friday, May 17th, 11 to 1 with free food, door prizes, and up to $500 off select units. Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Where else is the home of the $5,000 test drive? Only at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Come on by for all the details. This week at Renato Honda, you'll find a 2015 Mini Cooper, sale priced at $11,753. Or how about a 2012 Jeep Wrangler Sport, priced at $17,950. And in the service department, take $20 off brake service and $35 off brake service and fluid check at Renato Honda and Renato Kia. Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com.
Tractor-Palooza. Check out a variety of John Deere tractors on hand. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com for more.
Yes, Tractor-Palooza is underway at James River Equipment Company in Shelby. Take a look at the John Deere 3025D tractor with a front-end 30E loader. Buy it for $19,999, and that includes a $2,000 discount. Or finance it for 0% financing for 60 months. Come in for all the details at James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North in Shelby.
only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Saturday morning sports talk with Kevin, Zach, Tom, Terry, Chip, and JP. JP couldn't make it today, so he sent me. I'm Road Commander.
JP, we've told you about doing drugs.
As I said, JP isn't here. I'm Road Commander.
We've had this conversation. We're gonna have to have a meeting at work, Calvin. Some of your employees are abusing substances.
I think he's on drugs. He thinks he's two people already.
I know he
Two
is.
people? You haven't seen my nickname cut. There are 25 different names on there, if I may
25
recall.
different names. Hey, become an umpire and you'll have a whole lot more.
I tell you, about time.
My church is hosting an event in the theme of Star Wars, hence the reason Road Commander. I'm a bounty hunter this year.
Nothing goes with Jesus more than Star Wars.
Yeah, we actually been able to use that. Yeah, that's what we're using.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, we got a little equipment. Oh, there's Chip. Chip all dressed to impress today.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
he comes back for the Masters.
I thought he was daggone playing in the matches coming in here.
So, you guys, I'm enjoying my breakfast today. How about you guys?
I want to tell you something. I have got 2 hash browns, and I'm going to tell you something. I don't know who did them. These are perfect. Absolutely perfect hash browns. And that's what I got 2 hash browns, and then I got sausage, egg, and cheese and McGriddle. But I'd go up there right now, buddy, to get me some of these hash browns. I could have some more of these.
Yeah, I love hash browns. They were very good. I had a hash brown and a sausage and egg biscuit.
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin, and I am enjoying the strawberry pie.
Finishing up sausage biscuit, strawberry, banana, not a shake. What is that? Smoothie.
And JP, what you got?
That's not JP. You didn't hear us.
Oh, that's right. I'm
Road
sorry.
Commander.
When the sunglasses are on, when they're off,
Oh,
I'm
it's
JP.
JP.
thought it
We're going to have a hard time because we ain't never going to know who's in there.
I thought it was Deputy Dog.
Yeah.
I've got a sausage and gravy biscuit and a strawberry cream pie.
Mr. Chip's getting signed on, I guess, here, so we'll get him in 1 second. So,
Can somebody tell me
We had some things unplugged.
what in the world am I sitting next to right now?
JP's got to hit your microphone.
Okay.
Chip.
Try it again. Okay.
There we are.
you go.
Can somebody tell me what in the world am I sitting next to right now?
Chip, we just put the weirdos in that room.
I am
Road
good to be
Commander.
back. Good to see you guys. I'm enjoying my sausage and egg biscuit and apple pie with an OJ.
Well, Chip, we're glad you're back, man. I'm going to touch base with you already. How was your experience this year down at the Masters?
It was a lot of fun. But I feel guilty saying this because my wife and my kids are not down there. But it's the week I look forward to every year. It's awesome. Players were extremely nice. Mr. Woods even actually spoke to me for the first time since 2018. So that was kind of
was that before or after he fell off the wagon?
he actually was pretty gracious before and after.
Okay.
But asked me how my day was going, and then towards the end of the week, his round wasn't going the way we wanted it to. But he said it was good to see me again, and but I had the distinct pleasure Sunday afternoon after this final group, Scotty Scheffler and Colin Morikawa, teed off on 17 and walked past 16 green and 17 tee. I had the distinct pleasure. I stuck around for a little bit and had the chance to shake the hand of the legend Vern Lundquist and then thank him for. I had a chance to tell him that he's been the soundtrack of this tournament for me for a lot of years. It's going to be hard to imagine listening to it without him. But thanked him for all the memories, and he was extremely gracious. There was several dozen patrons that were around his booth when he came out. He was on the phone with somebody for a long time. They were just congratulating him on his retirement. But when he came out, there were several patrons that just gave him a big round of applause. And CBS surprised him with his wife. His wife actually, they drove her down to his booth and surprised him when he came out. So it was really touching and really cool. So it was a good way to finish the week off. But it was a lot of fun all around.
Well, now, Chip, what hole were you on?
I'm on the tee box at number 8. My wife has some photographic evidence that she posted up on the book face. But it was a lot of fun. I didn't. My 2 oldest daughters are getting to the point now. They're realizing when mommy says that daddy's going on a trip or daddy's going to the Masters, they're finally starting to understand the concept of time. And so they were not exactly thrilled about it at first when Daddy was going to be gone that long. But they counted. Lindsay and my oldest counted down the number of sleeps until Daddy was back, and Lindsay found some pictures of me on Instagram and shared those and showed those to the girls. And the girls wanted to see Daddy's clip that was on that the Masters.com did on YouTube last year. It's kind of just to see Daddy. So it was really cool to see them kind of interact with Lindsay about it. They all wore their Masters gear each day to school during the week. So it was a lot of fun. Really cool. Great to see a lot of the guys. Some of the guys are just extremely generous with their time and talking with me. So it was it's really it's just a neat week.
How long you been doing this, Chip?
This should have been my 9th year, but I was not there for the COVID year in November, so this is my 8th. The November one, they obviously there was no patrons there, so they didn't need all of the guards, all of the folks that normally volunteer. So I think they stuck with local people because they didn't want people coming out of town and all living in the same house, not being able to socially distance away from the course.
We've got exclusive video of Chip meeting Tiger Woods.
That's great.
Good job, Chip.
So what that is, Tom, that's the tree Tiger hit when he got drunk and the trees apologized.
If you actually go,
That's the tree.
That was actually, I believe that was actually, I believe
That's
Vern Lundquist. I believe it was. Yeah.
That is so fun.
No comment. If you actually go to are able to see my Facebook page, my mom posted a picture of Tiger and Freddie Couples and JT walking up to the tee box right by me, so you can see that.
Oh, that's there.
But,
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man, that's fantastic. I've never known nobody who's consistently like you have now going to the Masters, and hey, that's a heads up. That's a good check right there.
I honestly don't
for
know.
doing that.
I honestly don't know if I've ever met anyone that has actually been.
I do have a
That's
question.
what I'm saying.
I do have
I
a
mean,
question.
that is.
One
I've just been to a practice round. 1990, we went down the week before with a practice round. You know, that was one of my most cherished experiences from high school. And you know, I remember one that stands out in my mind is I met Paul Azinger.
oh yeah,
And he was just sitting there on the putting green, and you know, you're a stupid 15-year-old kid, so the greens are fast here, aren't they, Mr. Azinger? You know, oh yeah, kid, they are a little quick here. You know, but he talked to us a little bit.
I was watching a little bit of it just to tell you, Tom, I know you don't like Tiger, but and I'm not.
I don't.
Right. But I was saying, like, the nominal fan or anything, what they bring. So my wife walks in the room and I'm watching it. She's like, "How's Tiger doing?" Like,
That's it.
And I'm like, "Well, it was the day that he actually played well. It might have been day 2. He was it was day 1 or 2, and I said, but he's gonna have trouble in the next couple of days, I think, because I said this course is really hilly, and I think he's having a hard time walking. Yeah. And then it had a shot off of, I can't remember which green it was, but you could see behind it, and it looked like, rolling hills.
He's lucky he's Tiger Woods, because if he's anybody else, he'd be in a wheelchair.
Well, it's like Chip told us last week, on account of it being hilly, I don't know whether he can make it. But, when the whole thing was over, Tiger was happy with what he did.
I'll be honest with you guys. Performance aside, the fact that he made it 4 rounds, his ankle held up with the fusion. He will always have. We had patrons that were talking to us about him when they watched him, because he didn't play the first 9. He played the second 9 on Monday. So a lot of us were just like Zach, just like your wife. Love him or hate him, he moves the needle.
Yeah,
he does. He is the barometer that he draws a bigger crowd than anybody still at this point. He is what Jack and Arnold were for golf back in the 80s and 90s when they were past their prime. People still just wanted to be that close to greatness. But we were asking people after Monday that when we saw him, like, how does he look? They're like, oh, he's got a limp. He's always going to have a little bit of a gimp, a little bit of a limp. But compared to what it was last year, and there were two things that have worked in his favor. The fusion surgery looks like it was a success. His ankle looks a lot more stable. And this year was honestly the best weather tournament, or the best tournament we've had in terms of weather since I started volunteering, because we had Thursday looked really bad on the forecast. We looked like we were going to have rain all day, thunderstorms all morning, and continual rain. And we dodged a bullet. It rained a little bit early. They pushed back the tee times. We weren't able to get all 18 in for the first round on Thursday. But by Friday, we were caught back up. We were able to the tournament organizers were able to make the cut. The second round was done. We were back on schedule. But the whole week was relatively warm. It went well for him, for his surgically repaired back, for his knees, for his ankle. So getting through 4 rounds, obviously the results are not what he wanted, but the fact he was able to get through 4 rounds relatively as pain-free as he could. Yes, you're right. He would chalk this up as a step in the right direction, and now he can hopefully get back on track with his goal. He was wanting to play 1 tournament a month, and obviously that's going to be the majors for the next 3 months. The PGA next month, followed by the U.S. Open in June, followed by the Open Championship in July.
Well, let me ask you one more question. You're retired. Is that stuff that you get to keep after ever Masters?
That uniform, the caddy suit? No, sir. No, sir. You check that out. You
they won't give you the white paper bag to go with you.
I'm laughing at the fact that they keep them and wash them. Though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They won't give you one to replace. They can't make enough money to give the patrons.
No,
it's because they ain't making enough money off the food.
They'd have to charge 50 extra cents.
Well, I guarantee when Tiger made it, I guarantee that was a boost of, and I'm just going to estimate, of $2 million for him just making the cut and being in the thing at the end.
I mean, everybody hopes he can make the cut, and he obviously set the record for the most consecutive cuts made in Masters history this weekend. So you could just it goes without saying, you could tell he did not have a lot of reps prior to. He had not done a lot of preparation. So the fact, again, I think the win for him is the fact that this is the first time, I think, in several years he's gotten through 4 rounds as pain-free as he possibly could. So good for him. I'm very, very happy for Scotty Scheffler. Scotty he's legit. How he comes across is he's a legit guy. His caddy Ted Scott now has as many Masters tournament wins as Arnold Palmer, because he has 2 with Scotty. He also was the caddy for both of Bubba Watson's Masters wins. So I would say he definitely has some local knowledge of the course, but extremely happy for them. I think it was a great tournament. Fantastic. Up until the second 9, I mean, it was anybody's tournament there going into the second 9 on Sunday. You had a lot of faces that would have loved to have gotten their first Masters. Scotty going for his second. This young kid, Lucas Oberg, that was in the running and ended up finishing second to Scotty. Keep an eye on him. 23 years old. He's going to win some majors.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, they did an article on him, and it was amazing what I was watching of what he's done already.
Yes,
since he's come in.
I mean, what he did in the Ryder Cup last year with no major wins, very minimal professional experience, and did not shy away from the pressure. He was the one guy on the second 9 that really tried to make a run at Scotty as we were going down the stretch. And so, yeah, he give him time. He's gonna win some, and maybe not even give him that much time. I would not. He does not seem to shy away from the big moments.
Chip, I have a question on, as far as Scotty, what you think on this, and maybe people in golf and in general. In as far as baseball, Terry, you and Tom, you're in a lot, may agree with it or not. I've always kind of thought that it doesn't really kind of matter how you swing, and this is from watching Jim Furyk back in the day. As much as what the contact you make, you got to make solid contacts. You got Julio Franco that wraps it around his head. Paul Goldschmidt does that, like his bat touches his butt almost. And then you guys got like Tony Gwynn and Bonds, and that'll hold it close to their chest. And everybody holds it different, gets set up different, swings a little bit different. But in baseball, I teach the kids timing as opposed to, hey, hold it this way. I show them to hold it right, but working on their swing, it's the timing thing. And the same thing with Furyk, and then you got Scheffler here, Chip. My thing is that are golf coaches hating to see this? Like, because, there are so many robotic golfers out there that get out there and they got their little swing sticks and do this. And I watch them on the range, and I just laugh. And I'm like, man, all you got to do is hit it solid and aim right and swing left and aim left and swing right. And then they're all out here hitting all these things. And I'm just like, somebody teach them how to hit it solid, and then you can work on everything else. But as far as the swing coaches stuff, what do you think, Chip? They're seeing, they're looking at Scheffler dance around up there, and then you got these guys that they're basically, a lot of them are teaching the robot golf.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I go back to a story I heard about when Jack Nicklaus's kids first started playing golf, and Jack's kids were he had them out on the range, and they're just whacking away, swinging as hard as they can, and Jack's like a little not freaked out, but he's trying to calm them down. He's like, guys, try to control your swing. Let's get it under control. And I think Jack, it might have been Jack Grout, who was Nicklaus's swing coach, essentially stopped Jack. He's like, Jack, don't. He says, I can teach him control. I can't teach him power. Let him swing away. Let him learn to whack the ball. And he says, I can teach him to control their swing. I can't teach him to hit it far. So to your point about Scotty, is his the most orthodox-looking swing? No. I mean, they call it the Scheffler Shuffle. You watch his footwork is unreal. It's definitely not textbook. Are teachers freaked out about it? I don't think so. I mean, you saw the same thing with Bubba Watson a few years ago. People were like, Bubba's starting this new trend of self-taught swings and going off of your feel. Every golfer, your size, your shape, your length, everything impacts your swing. That's why everybody's swing's unique. You're going to have some that look a little more orthodox than others. That was one of the things, among many things, that made Tiger so appealing. So much of his swing, as aggressive as it was in its heyday, was textbook. It looked textbook. He was in the right points at the right time, and so teachers loved to point to him as like a textbook example. Scotty's probably not as orthodox, but doggone it, look at the results the past 2 years. Nobody, say what you want to about his putting, and his putting, he's basically answered any questions about his putting in the past month, but his putting aside, his ball striking from tee to green the past 2 years, we've talked about it on the show. It's historic. He is up there. His first two, there you go, right there. You look at the top 7 years since they've started keeping the stat. Top 7 years of greens or tee to green strokes gained tee to green. He's ranked 4th last year. His tee rate finished 4th last year. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 were Tiger years. So I mean that's how historic his results are last year, and he's just building on that. I am curious. The one thing that everybody is curious about in terms of is he going to be able to sustain this success has nothing to do with his on course performance. It's what's going on off the course. His wife's getting ready to have their first child here pretty soon.
Must be this week, I thought.
He said he would lead the Masters.
Yeah,
yes.
That's what he said.
So I mean, obviously that's going to add another dynamic to his life. It's going to impact. It's certainly going to impact the time that he has available to his profession. How much is it going to impact it? Nobody knows. But somebody put a post up on Facebook, I think, that I looked at earlier. I think it might have been last night, and it was a picture of his wife in her caddy suit when he was at the par 3 contest this week. And said it had the caption was the only person right now who can slow Scotty Scheffler down.
Was she in Fluff's caddy suit? She's 9 months pregnant.
No, but anyway, she wasn't there, so the picture must have been from last year. That's right. I beg your pardon. But yeah, thank you for the context, Kevin. But yeah, I mean,
mustache on it.
We'll see. Ooh, wow, I don't know how that would fly.
Look at the screen right there. That is moment of contact.
Yeah.
Not like afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
That's moment of contact. So that's what I'm talking about. The golf coach has got to be like, what am I supposed to say? He's the best golfer in the world.
How do I respond to this?
He's on his left toe and the side of his foot. Mm-hmm. He has no cleat touching the ground right now.
Yeah.
At the moment of contact, I don't know if a single cleat is touching grass right now at this moment.
I believe that is the epitome of clearing your body out right there. Yeah. It's just...
just think if he stayed back on the ball and put a little weight into it. or is that like is that the Ichiro swing of golf? Like he's moving to the base before he gets finished swinging?
Yeah. It's not traditional as you would say, but my gosh, has it been effective.
He's hitting it straight, and that's proven, I think.
And long.
A lot of things that people got, you got to hit it straight a lot of times.
And everybody on his heels on the last 9 just imploded.
Yeah.
I mean, it just it was fun for a while, but at the end, it wasn't real fun to watch.
And he just didn't give them any
No.
He didn't give him breathing room. I mean, he didn't miss once he got to the second 9. Really, from hole 9 on, he didn't miss anything that he really needed.
He's a betting odds where you could take the whole the whole field was 2-1. You could have Scotty Scheffler or the rest of that's how good he's playing right now.
This is Tiger Woods' comments on. Scheffler's comments about Tiger Woods.
I didn't get a chance to see him play. I was too busy winning. What did he finish again? Dead last? Oh, yeah. He had a good day, though. Thanks.
That's from Happy Gilmore for you radio fans out there, for you folks watching online on YouTube. If you are listening to the radio, the show is on YouTube every Saturday. We like to throw some highlights and fun things as we go along, some video and some fun tweets and everything. So, Chip, back to you comments as far as any more special moments. I do got one question.
Sure.
Because I love peach ice cream.
Uh-huh.
Well, I saw these peach ice cream sandwiches.
Yes.
So what's the cookie that goes with it? Is it like a sugar cookie?
Yeah, it's basically just a diabetic coma packaged in a freezer.
Right.
It is peach ice cream that has little chunks of peaches in it, and it's topped. It's basically an ice cream sandwich, and the two ends of the sandwich are just sugar cookies.
I didn't know. That's why I was wondering what type of cookie was on top.
It's marvelous. I had like one each day for the first 3 or 4 days.
That might be the only thing I eat if I was down there for the whole week.
Well,
anytime I got over 65, I got a peach sandwich. Need some ice cream on hole 8.
Do you get a lunch break?
We have yes they do take care of us down there, so we're able to stay get our nutrition. So
hey, how about this? Amateur Neil Shipley gets to tell everybody he beat Tiger Woods on Sunday at Augusta. Tom, head to head, same group.
Whipped him. I will say this: you guys are exactly right.
Just think if his friends put all of his friends put money on him to win that.
Yeah.
To beat Tiger that day. I mean, just straight up beat Tiger.
He does move the needle. People come, but what I can't. Does everybody forget he did this to himself?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah,
100%. Tom, we hear this every week from you.
But I'm just like, God did it to himself. It's not like he was jumped in a dark alley and like hitting the legs with a baseball bat by thugs. Mm-hmm. He did this to himself. So he's in last place because he did this to himself.
He's not Nancy Kerrigan.
And if he didn't have
it was the medicine.
If he did not have, like, if the wreck happened to one of us, we'd be in a wheelchair. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind you'd be in a wheelchair the rest of your life. So no matter what happens with him, and I know everybody like, oh, well, he's overcoming all this. You did it to yourself. He's shown his character more than once. And it's just amazing to me how people can just overlook all that and just like they'll still watch him. And like you said, Scotty's out there winning the tournament.
Yeah, I like Scotty.
Not just winning the tournament, dominating the tournament, dominating golf.
Scotty,
Tom, it's the Nick Saban. If you win things, people could care less about your personality until it's over with.
That's right.
And then that's when it's all over with. Then they'll bring it up a little after that. And
I guess.
But
that's crazy.
Nick Saban's and all the other ones. That's how Coach K's.
Yeah,
they'll bring him on there and have him talk about, being nice, or what is it?
Sportsmanship. Yeah,
he did the sportsmanship commercial. Was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
He did the sports for the state of North Carolina.
Somebody paid him to do that.
Private institution.
He was in the videos for the North Carolina High School Athletic Association as talking about sportsmanship.
Wow.
Here's Bernhard Langer and the last Persimmon Wood driver to win the Masters. Zach?
Yep.
The driver I used to win 3 Masters, 1993. I believe I was the last one
I think they ought
to
to go
win
back
with
to
a
those.
Persimmon driver. And the Texas Wood brothers who made this club, they shortly after that went out of business because everybody went to metal drivers, metal clubs. And they gave me a unique gift. The owner hand painted this for me. It's one of their drivers, and it represents the Last Supper. So this is Jesus with the 12 disciples, hand carved, very unique piece.
So the very last club they ever made, they made the 12 disciples and gave it to the champion of the
This
match.
was actually one of the late Sebi's drivers that he used to win the German Open. I think it was 1980 or so in Frankfurt. by a Chevy Ballesteros. And the rest is just a bunch of irons I've been trying out lately. So.
That's the way mine would look, because I'd never be able to hit it right.
I tell you, he's a machine. I hate that he couldn't play this year. Now he'll probably be back next year. This was supposed to be his final Masters, and tore his Achilles and was not able to participate this year. And look forward to him being back for probably his final Masters next year. But Bernhard Langer was just a machine. How the years that he was competitive, even going into his 50s, and I think even into his 60s.
See what I don't understand is every time I see a wooden driver, I'm like, that's the way it should be.
I agree.
How could you compare the modern player to guys who played in the 50s and 60s?
I could bring you some of them, Tom. I got a few of them.
I remember the whipping. I used to always mishit it and break the whipping. The whipping would come off and you'd have to get it re-whipped.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things where I just think that you need to put them on they'll never do it now because the fans like to see him hit the ball 360 yards. But if you really want to compare the skill, I mean, what was Babe Ruth batting with? Pretty much the same thing that the guys are batting with today, right? So, I mean, it's just if you're going to compare people across time and one's got all these technological advances, I just don't think it's a fair comparison. How could you compare a Hogan, a Palmer, a Nicholas?
Well, they're called woods and irons for a reason, right?
Right. Yeah. Correct.
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else, Chip, before we get out of here?
No.
We've got NFL draft to preview, guys, today.
Yeah.
NBA playoffs to pick and predict today as well. Baseball, of course, we're here in the first few weeks. Got to talk about all y'all's first place teams. And we'll talk about some of that and more coming up. KDCBroadcasting.com.
They do it all at Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop in Kings Mountain. Come check out the inventory this week, including a 2016 Chevrolet Tahoe LT with 81,000 miles for $31,995. A 2007 Dodge Ram 1500 SLT 4-door Mega Cab, 97,000 miles, priced at $17,995. And another big truck, a 2015 Ford F-150 Lariat 4x4 Super Crew, $24,995. And a 2012 Toyota Highland Limited with 85,000 miles, priced at $17,995. At Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Online at oakgroveauto.com. Like them on Facebook, too. With the change of seasons, today's Pro in Shelby is having a sale, a clearance sale on the remaining name brand gas logs. Some are slightly used and some brand new, but they all come with a manufacturer's warranty. Also, displays are on sale as well. Come in and save and get ready for pool season. Today's Pro has all your pool supplies, and yes, they do water testing too. That's Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-600-8393. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like them on Facebook, too.
The NASCAR Cup Series
Buckle up, it is time to go here.
returns to one of its most storied tracks.
Whoa, up into the wall goes Nemechek. John Hunter Nemechek blew the right front tire.
For a 500-mile thrill ride around Talladega Superspeedway.
Checkered flag is waving. William Byron picks up his third win of the season.
It's the Geico 500.
Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. North Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. Just in Time Plumbing, a leading residential and commercial company, has served Cleveland and Gaston counties for 10 years and has won Cleveland County's best for several years. Their 24-hour emergency service can handle all your plumbing emergencies, clogged drains, sewer inspections with cameras, septic tanks, jetter services, and more. And they do testing and water filtration. Just in Time Plumbing, on time, on budget, 24/7. Call 704-600-8350 or go to justintimeplumbing.net. Just in Time Plumbing every time, 107 South City Street, Kings Mountain. For the folks in Cherville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday.
The Campers Inn RV Mega Sale is taking over the Carolinas April 25th through 28th. For 4 days only, shop more than 500 in-stock RVs at special blowout pricing. Enjoy special trade allowances and rates as low as 6.99% with approved credit. Bring the whole family for daily giveaways and free food at all 6 of our Carolina locations. Plus, you can RSVP now for exclusive in-store money-saving coupons. But you must act fast. You only have 4 days to take advantage of these massive savings at the Campers Inn RV Mega Sale. See dealer for complete details.
Campers Inn RV Kings Mountain, 615 Broadview Drive off Highway 161 South at I-85, Kings Mountain.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I repositioned my camera so that Chip actually has one now, so that way people get to see his beautiful face except for my train wreck of a face.
That's debatable.
There you go. Oh, well, hey, I mean, they don't even know we're back yet, Chip. So I think we'll just
Is
keep
it just
talking.
our show right now?
Yeah, it's just our show for the time being. But right now, no, what you're sitting beside is next red command. Oh, okay. So now y'all decided to put on the mics. Okay.
I was complaining about something.
Okay.
So I had to whine. Here we go. Internet. All right. Trivia question for the guys. Zach, stop looking left.
I didn't see it.
Well, I don't think you could read some of that, but you could probably pull some of it off. Every NFL team's last 30-plus touchdown passer. The last time the team threw for 30 touchdowns in a season. A quarterback threw for 30 touchdowns in a season. Zach, your guess on the Carolina Panthers.
Do the Panthers have one?
That's what I'm wondering.
Everybody has one.
Okay. If we do, I'll say Cam 2015.
You nailed it. Exact year.
Well done.
Wow. Terry, last Dallas Cowboy to throw for 30 touchdowns.
Troy Aikman.
That would be Tony Romo.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott last year.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I would have said Tony too.
Tom, the Cleveland Browns. 30 touchdown passes.
30 touchdowns. Might have to go back to Bernie.
Further back.
Wow.
Brian
I would have said
Sipe.
like 92.
MVP.
Brian Sipe.
MVP. Brian Sipe, 1980.
Wow.
I said every team's got one. I missed one. One team does not have one. Now, given that information, what's y'all's best guess? Chip, I'll let you guess. First guess in the house. What team does not have a 30 touchdown passer?
I'm going to say, Chip going first.
Yeah,
No, go ahead. I'm thinking about this.
I'm going to say the Bears.
Tom?
See, I started to say the Lions, but I forgot Stafford was there.
Yeah,
Stafford was actually the last one, 2021.
Yeah. Shoot. I mean, you want to talk about like a question I was not prepared to answer.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm right there with you, Tom.
I would say Jacksonville Jaguars.
Tom, you're wrong on that one.
Brunell.
Mark Brunell.
2015.
Bortles did? Wow.
Blake Bortles. Forget, he was the Cam Newton of stats. Same
They
stats.
had Brunell. He
Super
probably
Bowl.
did. Probably.
Terry, you got a guess? Which team does not have a 30 touchdown
Zach's is not a bad guess.
A 30 touchdown
passer? I'll give you the second oldest one. I'll give you the second oldest one to get one team out of the league. Sonny Jurgensen, Washington Redskins, 1967.
I was going to say Redskins for my second pick.
1967. They won 3 Super Bowls after him, and none of them threw 30 touchdown passes.
How about the Jets?
Jets, yes. Ryan Fitzmagic, 2015.
Did he really? Wow.
So that's still not it?
No.
Oh, Lordy.
Who the Bears have?
Nobody. You won. I
Good.
shut up.
You said it.
I didn't say anything. I was trying to get around the room before
Sorry.
everybody guessed.
Did
Then Chip's like, well, Bears are a good guess. And Zach's will do
Well,
it.
I thought you just said it
was
hadn't
the
been
Bears.
guessed yet.
Hey,
No, I never said that. It
Hey,
was the Bears.
Kevin, can I guess on the Ravens? Was Flacco the last one to throw 30 for the Ravens?
Ravens. I don't even know what order they got this. No, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar has thrown 30.
2019.
Okay.
Carson Palmer for the Cardinals. Let's see if any other notable ones y'all
What about a
like.
Raider?
The Raiders was Derek Carr.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Marino.
Is the last for the
Dolphins.
Dolphins? Wow.
Replaced him.
I can't believe.
Still waiting to
Well,
replace Dan Marino.
Peyton's got to be the last one for the Broncos.
Denver Broncos. Yes. I had to find his forehead.
Oh.
Look, there's his picture. Tell me I didn't have to find his forehead over here. The evil Peyton picture from the Denver Bronco days. Had to find that.
He looks like a Klingon warrior.
I know. Look at it. It's huge. Look, his eyes. If he had a regular forehead, he'd be like 6'2", but his forehead makes him 6'6". That's why I think you should measure people by your eye line. What do you think? Instead of his forehead.
That's great. I agree with your assessment.
Terry.
I haven't said a word, man.
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't have that forehead in Tennessee.
He did. He got big.
It's post-surgery.
That's HGH right there, boys. That's what it'll do to you.
Well, that shows you that HGH does not help you throw the ball better because it goes.
Well, was that guy, I heard and Chip, I guess you're a Panthers fan. Is that right? Do I remember?
I mean, I will not root against the Panthers.
So I heard, or I saw an advertisement that they were having somebody. I don't think it's them officially. It might be them, but someone is having a draft party for the Panthers Thursday night. You guys don't even have a first-round pick on Thursday night.
Are they going to have a pick on Thursday night?
We trade back in. We're going to go like.
Is that what Tepper's doing? Is just throwing a party on Thursday?
Yeah, we're going to trade back into the first. We'll give away every other first-round draft pick for the next 10 years.
They just gave away Caleb Williams for
Bryce Young and some hot dogs. All right, can you guys name? Let's see if y'all can name this. Next trivia question. The only 3 teams that have never had a number 1 pick in the NFL draft. 3 teams. Chip, make these quick.
The Niners
have never had one.
Never had a number 1 pick.
The Niners is
number one overall pick.
Number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft.
Where Niners get Jordan Love at?
Niners is not the number 1 overall. Pull this off so y'all can't see.
The Niners is not one of them. You said
no.
Okay.
3 teams.
Yep. 3 teams. All right, Tom.
The Steelers.
They have had a number 1 overall pick.
New England.
They have a number 1 overall pick.
Chargers.
0 for 5. How about the Baltimore Ravens, the Denver Broncos, and believe it or not, the Seattle Seahawks, who went through 30 years of terribleness. So that the Broncos don't surprise me at all. The Ravens, I guess they count that after Cleveland.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
As the only
and they've been good.
And then the Seahawks as well. So there's your 3 teams that's never had a number 1 pick in the NFL draft. So you franchises have done pretty well there. Let's see. Any other NFL? Zach, who are the Panthers looking? Are they looking at wide receiver and
That's what I'm hearing.
Defense?
I'm hearing wide receiver.
They should go with Marvin Harrison then if they were in the first round, if they hadn't been dumb and traded it away.
Yeah, they could have had their quarterback last year.
Dumb.
Or, I mean, yeah, it's just.
Marvin Harrison's probably, I would take him before I would take any of those quarterbacks because, or there's some edge rushers and offensive line. You got 3 quarterbacks, 4 out of the first 5 picks are forecast to be. At least 2 of them are going to be busts. At least 2 of them.
And then you got, is it Penix that's got the injury history?
Penix is way back there, though. He's like in the mid-first round.
I'm going to tell you for this, just from watching all of them throw, if I'm wanting somebody to throw, I'm picking Penix.
They say he's got the best arm. They say he can throw the deep ball.
Man, it's not even the deep ball. It's just when you watch him throw, he leads receivers properly. And he's not throwing people open. Now, I don't know about their injury history and all that stuff. I don't care. I've only seen a couple of them throw. I've seen Michael Penix throw, and I'm impressed.
I'm just gonna laugh if J.J. McCarthy's picked 3rd. I hope whoever picked go ahead and pick J.J. McCarthy 3rd. See how good he is when he doesn't know the other team's plays.
I'm intrigued by Daniels with LSU. I'm intrigued by him.
He might be one of them's got injury history. It might be Daniels with LSU. Maybe. Somebody's had some ACL injuries and stuff. I believe.
Something happened with Herm Edwards. Where, he was Daniels' coach. When he first came in, and something happened with him. He's been punished, even though he's not coaching.
And
college.
and obviously, I agree with Tom. Harrison's obviously the number 1 receiver here. I'm just a little hesitant about putting so much stock in a position where, how many touches is he going to get a game?
A lot.
But what's your definition of a lot for a receiver, though?
He's probably, he's going to be targeted between 8 to 12 times a game at least. He's going to draw their best corner chip every single play. And it's not just touching the ball.
That's fair.
Your lockdown corner is going to be on him, and then that's going to free up. Like if you've got a number 2 that's pretty good, that's an advantage without even touching the ball. So
that's a good thesis on what he does, even when he doesn't touch the ball. I agree. I agree with that.
And he's big. He can block. He's just he's a complete player. He's got a good attitude. He's there's a lot of positives with him. Although and you got like an idiot like J.J. McCarthy out there running his mouth about how it's okay to cheat. And it's like, okay, son, when you get in the pros and you don't know the other team's defense before the snap of the ball, let's see how good you are. I hope he gets picked number 1 overall. I hope J.J. McCarthy gets picked number 1 overall. I just really hope he is.
Well, he's gonna make good money then.
Yeah, I just hope so.
I would ask Terry if he believes the hate coming from Tom, but that's the whole corner of the room, Jack. The hate that comes over there
when he continues to talk.
Well, Caleb Williams,
he'll be Hall of Famer now.
I mean,
Zach.
Yeah. Okay.
So
we'll see. We'll have this conversation in November.
We'll go real quick. So Tom, for a franchise as far as the Browns is, finding quarterbacks, franchise quarterbacks over the years, and then Terry, you saw how the Walsh Aitman was handled, and then you lucked into Romo and Dak in later rounds. What's the big deal, or why shouldn't, let's say Terry, why shouldn't the Bears want to just draft Caleb Williams and keep 2 quarterbacks that if Caleb goes down or something goes wrong, you got one that's there?
Yeah.
Why don't teams do this anymore is what I'm getting at.
Well, I always think you got to have a sturdy backup quarterback because that's like Dallas. I give them a lot of credit for having Dak, and then you go to Cooper Rush. To me, Cooper Rush is not one of them guys everybody wants. Would he ever be a starter? No. But a great backup to come in and take over like he's done for Dallas, you got to have somebody there.
A Gary Kubiak.
Yeah.
Right?
What I'm asking is a lot of teams don't have like a really good one. Like say if you got your number 1 overall pick, and you got another guy that could contend for the job. It's more like, hey, you're the starter. Like Aaron Rodgers, you're the starter. The next guy's terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
We're not even having anybody that can
and it's one of them
all.
things that the other team says, okay, it's blitz time because this guy don't know what he's doing.
They trade everybody on the roster that's better than who. They'll have 4 quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and 3 guys, and they'll have Aaron and the 4th guy. And it's not just Aaron Rodgers. I'm just using him as an example, but like say, they may be able to find, say
Peyton Manning
Flacco's available. They'd rather have Cooper Rush or someone you've never heard of.
You have Peyton Manning and Jim Sorgi as his backup.
Well, that's a lot of reasons why Cam Newton hadn't been come in and been someone's backup or contended for a job. Is that he can't be a backup? Well, why can't he? Or some of the other guys. The Kaepernick thing, like they don't want to,
You got to have a guy though that's what he wants to do.
Well,
that guy's got to.
That's true too.
Yeah,
I don't think people.
But my point is on the talent, not specifically on those, but more like, hey, we've got to do something with Justin Fields. Like, why can't we just maybe develop and he ends up being better than you could trade?
Yeah, because we know with Caleb Williams, he could come out and he could be horrible.
Yeah.
Well, they got Jaden Daniels going to the Redskins. I'm not saying Commanders. They'll change that shortly. To number 2.
He got his feelings hurt this week.
If the tribe wants the name to stay, I'm going to go with them for right now.
Kevin, can I get your? And I'm sorry, I need your take on this.
Which one?
Number 3. All right. And I'm a Heels guy. I'm a Tar Heel man. I'm sure he's a fantastic athlete. I'm sure he's got good instincts as a quarterback. But I'm sorry, what is the young man proven? What is he proven? I mean, how do you trust your franchise?
Terry, what was his best win? Wasn't it like Virginia or? We said it a couple weeks ago.
And I hate.
Chip, do you know?
He struggled against State.
And I hate throwing him under the. Again, I'm a Tar Heel guy, but I mean, this looks like Mac Jones 2.0. I mean, if this happens,
or even Sam Howell.
Yeah. Well, and another thing,
or Mitchell Trubisky,
and Tom knows well, like we was talking about quarterbacks a minute ago. If you go through years, the Dolphins haven't replaced Tua still hasn't thrown 30 touchdowns. Like they haven't replaced Dan Marino in this sense, but they'll pick. We're going to have 5 quarterbacks picked in the top 10 or 12. One of them, maybe 2. Will be decent starters. The rest of them are going to be bust. And they talk about all 5 or 7. Like, he's going to save the franchise.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's a 70% chance he's going to be terrible. And so you either sold or not sold. I'm not sold on moving up and trading like the Panthers did to get someone. If they were trading up to get Peyton Manning, and this is my son, they made the trade and then announced publicly, we don't know who we're picking.
Yeah.
And then pick the shortest guy of all the guys in there.
That's the problem when you got some billionaire know-it-all who doesn't really know anything running a franchise.
Throwing drinks on people.
Throwing drinks on people like a moron. I mean, it's just like me. I will.
Tommy got McCarthy 4 to the Giants.
I hope he goes there.
That's what I've heard he was.
I hope he goes there.
And I don't disagree. I don't disagree with Tom's take on McCarthy, but why is McCarthy ranked lower than Drake May? I mean, what has May done that McCarthy?
I think he's got the measurables probably.
Well, my question on the Giants picking a quarterback here, though, they owe Daniel Jones $42 million this year. So, like, to me, it would seem to me they would pick a lineman or a defender.
Correct.
Give him the year, and if they still suck, pick the quarterback next year.
Or get Marvin Harrison Jr., give him someone to throw to.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I just don't understand. I think there's so much pressure from the fan bases to
he's
pick a quarterback.
4th or 5th time I showed up to you last week in quarterback salaries. I know Deshaun was 1.
Oh, he's
Jones
way up
was
there.
right 4th or 5th at 42.
I just do not understand. I just do not understand this. Just so enamored with all these quarterbacks. I mean, I'm with
Mel
Kevin.
Kiper's fault.
I'm with Kevin. If it falls to me and my guy's there, then maybe I feel like I should. But I'm not going to sell the farm to get a guy who's like 50-50. I'm just not going to do it. I mean, it's like,
but right now they don't have to pay these guys. Now think of it like
you're
that.
Right. You're right, Terry.
That's
you're right.
the
They
best
don't
thing
have
about
to
it.
pay the guy, but at the same time, you
Well,
miss
so
an
what?
opportunity to get somebody who could help your franchise by playing well. Let's see if JJ McCarthy's not going to be a starter in the NFL.
I like to go back and
I will hedge
do
a bet on that.
stuff a lot of times. Go back and look at previous drafts and see the quarterbacks that were drafted that were horrible, and all these really, really good players that were picked in the first round with them.
Why do you sit back, though, and do not pick the – I understand if you need a quarterback, go after a quarterback. But if you do not need a quarterback, why don't you get the best
player that's available?
That's what me and Kevin always says.
I
Best
don't
available
understand
player.
that because it had in Dallas, and we're on down there. But I saw one where they had us picking a wide receiver, and I'm like, what the heck for?
Because Jerry Jones loves wide receivers, Terry. You've been a Dallas fan all this time, and you don't know why Dallas is going to pick a wide receiver.
I understand we sat here and we get rid of Gallup and all these guys, but I'm like, okay, now we're going to pick something when we got other aspects of our team that needs to be filled in.
Guys, tell this man why they're going to pick a wide receiver, because that's what Jerry Jones does every single year, Terry.
Well, I mean,
except
Tom,
when they picked Randy Moss.
Well, my deal is, okay, now we're talking about running backs. Well, now they think we're going to get a great running back in like the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round.
Well, let's scroll down through the teams real quick.
Your best running backs are going to be gone.
The Chargers, they got Harrison at 5. That'd be
a really good pick for them.
So basically,
really
if it goes
good.
4 quarterbacks, now the way the NFL settled, having about the 4th or 5th pick is sometimes the best spot because you don't have the defender in the draft,
and you don't have that.
Could you imagine giving him to Herbert?
Yes. Yeah.
My whole deal.
Could you imagine that?
I want to tell you something else though. Now here's where we'll disagree. I don't think Herbert's a great quarterback. Period.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah. Period. What has he done for them?
I understand your argument, Terry, but
nothing. He has done nothing.
When he knows the other team's plays, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh, yeah. The Harbaugh philosophy.
All right, Terry. You're Jerry Jones, or you're Terry Reinhardt, the new GM of the Dallas Cowboys, and Jim Harbaugh calls you and says, Herbert for Prescott.
No.
I would in a heartbeat. I'd fall over myself.
There's no way.
Giving them to him.
I'd say, yes, let's do the deal before he changes his mind.
You said somebody hadn't done anything. He's like 24 years old. Dak's still 10 years in the league and hadn't still got to the NFC Championship game.
I'd never do that.
All right. 2 wide receivers and first offensive lineman at 7 to the Tennessee Titans. I drove by that stadium this week.
I've heard he's pretty good ball. That Joe Alt,
Notre Dame.
Kid.
Atlanta 8 with a cornerback.
I
always like picking the best
There's
corners.
the tight end.
Corners and DNs, not linebackers. Terry.
Oh, yes.
Terry.
Oh, yes.
God almighty.
Oh, yes.
If you don't pick a good one, Tom.
No, I'm telling you right here what I'm saying. That's what Dallas needs.
Picking a quarterback at linebacker in the 7th round.
You can't have Micah doing everything.
Here's the
linebackers are the running backs of the defense. You can get them in the 2nd and 3rd round. Now,
you do
Terry.
not.
It's
get
not
Michael Parsons anywhere you go.
Terry, because the game has changed at linebacker, unless you get like a hybrid guy
Tom,
that could cover
I'm thinking of
tight
Dallas
ends
as
and
a
like that.
manager. What I need.
What about this tight end?
I'm not
Brock
thinking
Bowers?
about a wide receiver.
There's a lot of hype coming out about him, but they say he's a big guy, but he's really short.
They got him at 9 to the Colts.
What do you mean he's a big guy?
like muscular. He's like a really muscular
They're professional
kid.
football players. They're all muscular.
Versus what we see as a tight end, though. He looks
not all the kickers.
Get more muscular. You can't get tall.
He looks
Tom,
like
there's a difference between lining up a 6'8" guy
Yeah.
when I got a 5'11" guy
Yeah, I
over
think he's
in
like
front of him.
I think he's like 6'2" and like a
The 5th quarterback in the
Most
draft.
of them are about 6'4" or 5 at tight ends.
They got
I
the
think he's
fifth-
like 6'2".
They got the 5th quarterback in the draft, Bo Nix, going 11.
And I think Bo Nix is better than McCarthy.
I think he is too.
I'm sure.
Oh,
some
hands
people
down.
do.
There's no
Yeah.
comparison. No.
And then you still got Penix that's sitting down there.
Your first defensive end goes 12. What NFL draft have y'all ever seen
That's what I'm saying.
for a defensive end?
Taking the
first one is
DM,
going
man. I don't
12?
care. All
It's
these
your,
fools.
it's your Mel Kipers and who's the other guy that does it with him?
Well, they say that if
Todd
you-
McShay.
Yeah.
If you got your guy, you got to go get him. You got to go get him. You got to spend your stuff and go get him. Okay, idiots.
What does that statement even mean?
Trade everything you can to go get the
Yeah,
quarterback
because
you
they're
believe in, but well, if you don't,
and they've got a whole system. It's
a
called
lot of them
the
believe in doo-doo.
I think it's called the Johnson system that they
Yeah,
use.
See, but
Jimmy
this,
Gass.
Down at 13,
this is what
a lot
I
of
would
people
say.
have him over Harrison.
Mel Kiper's the biggest fraud because what NFL team has he been GM for?
Nobody.
That's what I'm
That's-
saying.
I think that's what the
When
Colts-
when has he
That's
ever
what the
been?
Chiefs-
What was the Colts GM's argument with him when he
was
drafted? What's
That was it.
He blistered him.
I don't understand. Like, why does this guy have this? He's never done anything, right? I could see, like, if he was a former put together 3 Super Bowl champion teams and now he's an analyst. This guy's done nothing but slick his hair back and talk fast. I don't understand. I just don't. He looks
They
like a
got you.
I
car.
should say
They
that
got
Jimmy.
you.
On this one,
they
they
say that
did.
Jimmy
There
Clausen
you go.
is
Go ahead, pick a linebacker.
We'll take him.
Go ahead, pick a linebacker. That's a great pick.
he missed the season with a broken hand.
It is the first linebacker in the draft, Terry. You could have the best linebacker in the draft.
Kevin, who's a game wrecker? A linebacker or an edge?
Yeah, defensive end, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you get yourself a game wrecker.
I know what I'm talking about.
You get
Tom.
yourself a game wrecker. No, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do know.
If
what
it's
I'm talking
Julius
no, you
Peppers,
don't.
I want Julius Peppers. But if you're talking about
A middle
about. But now
linebacker or
you
something.
name me.
Average.
Name me one.
If it's-
If you can name 2 defensive ends that I can get.
What's what I'm saying? I'm looking down at Chop
There's
Robinson
none.
down here. I'd probably rather have
There's
the number 1
none in
linebacker
this draft.
instead of the 27th defensive end, Chop Robinson.
See, there's a difference there I'm talking about. There's none in here.
Or you could draft the white DB here, Tom. You go with Cooper DeJean and see how well that goes in the first round.
He should be playing baseball or soccer with that name.
Based on this board, Michael Penix is still available, isn't he?
DeJean. Oh,
Yeah.
Penix. Yeah, you've got 5 by him. And that's what I'm saying. I'm
But
pretty
if you can get Penix in the second round, that'd be a steal.
right, 100%.
If you're the Panthers, if you're the Panthers and he's still
They
on the
would
board, do you
never-
draft him?
Never put that.
We're gonna get to the Panthers draft here in a minute. Round
Yeah,
here. We're
I
in
think
round
I think
2.
we're around 4 with the Panthers.
Now I gotta watch this
Round 4.
5-minute video.
There's
They got
Carolina.
cornerback Max Melton from Rutgers. From Rutgers is not a good ending to a sentence of who you drafted.
No, now,
And that's who we give up from Burns.
Don't worry, here
Look,
comes
that's from
the
New York
Big
Giants.
Ten.
Let's give up Burns for Max Melton.
Brian Burns.
Shiano's
Rutgers
coaching there.
quarterback.
But Shiano's coaching there now, Kevin, and he's a defensive guy. He's coached in the pros. So I think it's now that
I
not as
think
bad.
Wrong.
I tell you what, I think there's a bunch of Shiano with the
Hey,
Panthers
Trey.
trading away all their good players.
Brian Burns.
Yeah.
Hey, your second pick in the second round, you got 2. It looks like unless this is saying you traded for him. Where'd you go? I get that Cleveland's down there in a minute, Tom.
We got 2 in the first round.
And then do you mean 2 in the second?
That's what I meant. 2 in the second. Sorry.
I just lost you. All these
Not
videos
bad,
popped up.
There we are.
There's your
Oh,
wide
woo.
receiver, Jalen Polk.
Anybody
from
ever heard of him?
Washington. Washington. He's one of Penix's wide receivers, so he played in the national championship game, right?
We're not sure. That's the problem right
the
there.
worst
I'm
thing about it.
assuming he
Yeah,
did. Tom,
we're sitting here
I
like
got the
who?
Browns picking a linebacker.
second round's fine.
Edrin Cooper.
You're not gonna-
from Texas A&M.
Well, because they lost Anthony Walker.
He wasn't
they
on the
lost
Spirit squad, was
they
he?
lost Taki. So they lost some guys to free agency. So it makes sense for the Browns to draft a linebacker there in the second round.
I want to tell you
Dallas
something.
with a running
In the
back in the
second
second round.
Yeah,
Jonathan
if he's
Brooks.
down there, we'll take him.
Yeah, but
for
that's
sure.
not bad. That's not a bad.
I don't.
Pick there. That's
I don't,
not bad. That's
no,
not
I
bad.
don't think
No.
though he'll be there.
It was 2 Browns, I thought. Cooper, maybe not. Maybe
No, because we
got
traded all our picks away for a guy who never plays.
and
I
then,
mean, you know,
and then in the the third round, Panthers with a tight end to lead off the third round. It has you guys down for, Zach. So what have you drafted? A tight end, a wide receiver, and what was the other one said?
Cornerback.
A corner. And then Tom, Brown's going to 85 with a tackle from Yale. Might not be bad.
Well, you
I
know,
like a smart guy.
You know he'll know the playbook.
I like a smart guy.
But,
Hey, Zach, maybe the Panthers should draft Spencer Rattler in the second round.
What was that for Dallas?
Well, Terry, sometimes being smart on the line is better than being, you got to be smart before you can be physical. Because
Number
if you take the wrong
87,
line,
a center.
A center.
We'll take him from Wisconsin. We'll do that every day. Any
Wisconsin.
offensive lineman or center, anything like that from Wisconsin, we'll take them.
Yeah, you're up for that one.
Yeah.
All right. So
I just love Wisconsin's whole aspect of their offensive linemen and centers.
All right, we'll put everybody on the clock right now. Chip, you got the number 1 pick in the draft of the Chicago Bears. Are you going with Caleb Williams or someone else? Who you pick?
If it was me, I would.
Yeah.
If it was me, yeah. No, I would. Honestly, I would entertain. Tom's theory because I'm not done with Justin Fields.
I'm going the same way.
You could, but they've traded Fields to Pittsburgh. So you can't do that now. You have to. They put themselves in a position where they have to take a quarterback. Why would you do that to yourself?
And
That's why I don't understand. I don't get it.
I like Daniels. To me, is more impressive than Williams. But to Zach's point, if Daniels does have the injury history that is spoken, Williams is the safe pick. Now, is he a game changer?
If there's no quarterback that's a safe pick.
Well, no, conventional theory, Tom. I guess is what I'm saying. Conventional theory.
Well, it's a safe pick because your fan base will say,
Terry,
we're all excited.
Yes.
All right, we're going to go in the depths of Terry's mind right here.
Okay.
Okay, that's not real deep.
Is that crickets I'm hearing?
Terry, you're an offensive. If you're an offensive guard,
Cowboys win the championship,
and you're in the huddle.
Cowboys.
Right?
83 state.
You're in.
Get to what we're talking about.
You're in the windy city of Chicago, Terry, and you're a guard, and the quarterback rolls up in there, and his fingernails are painted. Are you waiting for the other guy to come back in?
When's Jerry going to call me?
Well, can I put this to you straight?
Yeah, why? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's the reason I said with his fingers painted. But anyway, my deal is this.
Is he a leader of men? That's what I'm asking.
What did he do for USC?
Cried to his mama when he lost.
And supposedly having the guru,
front row.
head coach.
I'm sorry. What did he do for USC? He never led them to anything that was great.
He shut it down after about week 7.
Yeah,
didn't he?
That's what I'm saying.
because they were done.
That's the reason we keep saying he's one of the best and all blah, 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 blah. I'm like
I'm not picking
Chip
him.
in there. I'm taking Daniels if that's my have to take a quarterback pick. I don't care whether he's got the history of being hurt or whatever. I just think he's better than that because I try to say, what has this guy done? You know?
I don't know who to pick. I really don't.
I'm not picking Drake May.
Penix, but I don't
But
understand
now,
why they don't.
if I need a pocket passer, you go after Drake May. I mean, I know he likes to run a little bit.
No, but why?
But he's not a consistent runner. You know what I'm saying?
But Terry, that's the exact. You just made the exact same argument about Caleb Williams.
Is he?
What has Drake May done?
I think I think Daniel
Drake
Jones
May,
and Drake May are a good comparison on.
Yeah.
Say that again, Zach.
Drake, Daniel Jones.
Really?
With Drake, yeah, because he runs. They both run a little bit. They both throw a little bit. It worries me.
I don't know if I want to compare.
I
don't know if I want to compare
fan.
any Carolina quarterback to a Duke quarterback.
I don't think he ever made us win. Like, what am I trying to say? Like, get us over the hump.
Picking Carolina people here lately. They like to win the national championship. Now I want them to take him. I don't know, but we have to understand where we're coming from.
Blue, Terry. Lighting up in there.
Yeah.
That's why you're wearing all that red, Terry. What's hiding underneath?
When State's coming back around.
He did. Penix will be a 24-year-old rookie with a history of season-ending injuries.
That
look,
bothers me.
Before you finish that, Zach, if it's week 11 and I sprain my ankle, that's a season-ending injury.
But he's had some major. I think he's had some big ones. I think he's had like ACLs and stuff.
Okay. Let's see.
He seems more mature though.
But
he's 24.
This just go and let me. This is a random example, but this whole concept about college injuries and having the injury bug. Going back in time to like the 95 draft. and the Dallas Cowboys, no offense, Terry, the Dallas Cowboys drafting Sherman Williams in the first round.
He's pretty good.
When they had injury concerns about two running backs, one from Pittsburgh by the name of Curtis Martin, who didn't get drafted till later rounds, and another running back who was I think a backup on the depth chart at the University of Georgia named Terrell Davis. So I mean, and yes, teams find diamonds in the rough, but I'm just saying the whole concern about injuries, that's a give and take.
Let me ask you something though. With Chicago, they're going to pick a quarterback. We know that. Mm-hmm. Will this, because they got talent on the team now, they say, will this guy take them to a playoff game or do whatever? I don't think that's going to happen.
Nobody knows.
I don't think that's going to happen no,
because they never had a
years.
30 touchdown quarterback. They don't develop quarterbacks. That tells you they don't develop quarterbacks, does it not?
That's the last 4 years of Justin Fields answers that question too, Zach.
If this is your guy right here, does that take them over the limit? I say no way.
All right, how much are you throwing the football in November and December in Chicago?
That's fair too.
All right. Man, same thing with Cleveland,
that's
right?
Fair.
I mean, that's why they haven't had one in 40 years. You better have somebody who
this
can
is
block
Michael
and run
Penix's
the ball.
review. This is what I highlighted. He plays with smart pocket mobility and willingness to get rid of the football, which makes it difficult to sack him. His delivery is bundled, and his release point is very low, but his monster game against Texas showed flashes of impeccable touch. He has plenty of arm, and then needs to work on consistent timing. So plenty of arm, great pocket mobility, hard to sack, Terry. Like, what am I missing other than, he hurt his ankle or knee or whatever?
He's left-handed, too.
And why do we, when we was doing the whole picks down through there, never saw him?
Yeah. Why is he not up there?
Kuiper said, I saw a video title said Kuiper said he might be a first-round pick.
Why is McCarthy
now
or...
we know the truth.
All the quarterbacks go top 10, and then nobody goes 10 through 40.
Then if you were the Bears, let's just hypothetical. You don't trade Fields. Penix is available in the second round. Pick him in the second round and get Marvin Harrison in the first and put him beside DJ
100%,
Moore.
100% right.
Stress it. Hey, real quick,
don't worry about that.
Enormous hands to control the football. That's big thing as first quarterback. Sees pressure creeping pre-snaps and gets himself protected. Okay, so he does the pre-snap protections right. Sudden transition from his drop to his release. Slides from pressure and resets his platform. Wrist flick sends it 50 yards plus. That sounds like Michael Vick, Terry.
Yeah, that's exactly
what
How many left-handers have you ever seen in the NFL who don't have a sharp? I mean,
a gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's not many.
Tua.
I knew it was coming.
And he's got people to get it too, buddy.
Listen to this weakness. Throws with wide open front side when his feet fail to follow his eyes, Terry. Well, good God almighty, don't pick him. His feet failed to follow his eyes. I've never heard that in my life. Have you?
Hey, Kevin.
All of quarterback, whatever that means.
Hey, Kevin. Scotty Scheffler's feet don't follow his eyes, and he won the Masters.
GG's. His production consistently plummet outside the pocket.
What are the strengths? I want to do a comparison of this versus like Drake May or J.J. McCarthy's.
I don't know.
What I don't understand here is the Bears traded Fields for a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
Right. So you put your entire franchise in a situation where you've got to hedge your bets for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, that's not
and you got a 6th-round pick. Yeah. Now, I know some of this is financial. I know, but contracts can be renegotiated, can they not? I mean, it's just like, look, man, let's sit down and talk about
Tom,
this.
I'm 100% with you on that. Explain to me, like, if Fields was in this draft, where would he be drafted? First round?
Probably.
He was drafted first round?
Yeah.
Right now, today, if they said, like, free agencies, like, if free agents got to go back into the draft, I know he wasn't a free agent, but Field, where would he be?
Burns.
Yeah.
Where would Burns be? But he gets traded for a 6th-round pick.
Zach, your argument about that was right on the spot. Was right on the money.
My question is why don't teams ever pony up for exactly what they would pay for in the draft, but like they act like these invisible picks, they automatically get a gold bar with that pick.
Yeah.
And that's not what it is. But they'll trade up for an unknown. And the fans will buy that. We trade up for the 22nd pick. Or if we got Justin Fields, they'd be pissed. And I just don't understand, why don't other teams be like if Terry, if you call me in Pittsburgh and says, you gave me a 6th-round pick, why am I not on the phone with Philadelphia? Like, They're giving me a 6th rounder. Y'all want to give up your 2nd, 5th round pick? At least move up a little bit at it.
Yeah.
But a 6th time, I'm 100% with that. That's wild.
Hey.
All right, we got to go to baseball and football and basketball. Anything final thoughts on the Panthers, Zach, before we go on this week to the draft?
No. I'm frustrated.
We'll be back in a minute. We got baseball to talk about. We've got NBA playoffs. Bye-bye, Draymond. He's fishing with Terry this weekend. KTC Broadcasting over at Midway.
Are you tired of all the TV commercials with Joe, JJ, and Martha talking about senior health care options in our area? If you would like to deal with a local agent with over 20 years' experience servicing this community, please give Ty Penhall a call to discuss the many plan benefits available in our area. Whether it's a supplement, advantage, or drug plan you're interested in, they have all the options available. There is never a fee, and in-home appointments are available. Just call Ty at 704-489-6970. Again, 704-489-6970. Have fun in the sun this spring and summer with a recreational vehicle loan from Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate. This loan includes campers, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, and even tractors. Come in and apply now, but hurry, limited time offer. Again, recreational vehicle loans with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate at Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville, online at carolinafcu.org, or call 704-435-0186. Rates and terms are based on the evaluation of credit. Where else is the home of the $5,000 test drive? Only at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Come on by for all the details. This week at Renato Honda, you'll find a 2015 Mini Cooper, sale priced at $11,753. Or how about a 2012 Jeep Wrangler Sport, priced at $17,950. And in the service department, take $20 off brake service and $35 off brake service and fluid check at Renato Honda and Renato Kia. Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at RenatoAutomall.com. What a deal! Get your heating and air conditioning system ready for summer with a one-time maintenance special from Shelby Heating and Air. And now you can get this deal for only $79. That's a regular $149 value. But that's not all. Get a free residential service call if same-day repair is over $250. Just give them a call at 704-487-7877. Again, 704-487-7877. That's Shelby Heating and Air, 1990 Eves Road in Shelby, online at shelbyheating.com.
For over 40 years, the Captain's Cap Family Fish House on Linwood Road in Gastonia has been serving our area with the finest in seafood. And once again, last year, they were voted the winner of the best seafood restaurant in Gaston County. Right now, they have several employment opportunities. The Captain's Cap Family Fish House, 3140 Linwood Road in Gastonia, online at captainscap.com. For orders to go, call 704-865-7433.
Tired of terrible customer service at the big box stores? Win Supply of Shelby has everything you need for your bathroom or kitchen remodel. Whether it's tubs, showers, sinks, fixtures, or lighting, they have the best quality and the best prices in Shelby. They are not just your friendly neighborhood remodel store. They also carry commercial plumbing, electrical, irrigation, and pipe supplies. Visit them today at 208 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby or call 704-482-8871. That's Win Supply of Shelby.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. But yeah, we're waiting for them to turn on their mics so they can go on with the show because they have some more sports to talk about.
I think we're getting into baseball.
Yeah.
We are going to have a little baseball here for a few minutes. Trivia questions. The last player to play 162 games for your team.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my gosh.
Because everybody's talking about Cal Ripken and other things this week.
Does pitchers count?
No. I don't think that's possible. Where did I go? Anyway, the last player, Zach, I'll give you a hint, 2023 for the Braves.
Matt Olson.
You guessed it.
Boom.
How about that?
Well done.
See, I thought this was going to be hard.
Good job. Oh, Lordy, don't go to Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Bo Jackson.
Terry?
It might be.
Bo never played 162.
Well, I mean, you have to go back
Pre-hip
that far.
injury. Pre-hip injury.
A guy that played football half the season. Come on, Chip. Played
Actually,
football.
it's been within the last 5 years, Terry. I'll give you a hint. It's not exactly 5, maybe, but it's been recent. Kansas City Royals. Kind of a weird name. Give you another little hint, too.
Oh.
You don't know any ballers for Kansas City in the last 5 years?
Not somebody that I want to say did at 162 games.
Whit Merrifield.
Oh, yeah, and we got rid of him.
I mean,
heck, what about
he
that?
just showed up for work every day.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
See ya. Yeah, we don't need you.
You are messing with the culture around here, sir.
It took me a minute to find Cleveland's logo because I'm not used to the Guardians thing, Tom, at all. I was looking for the C at least, and they put the Guardians logo up there. So I was looking for. I knew Chief Wahoo wasn't going to be there. All right, Tom. It has been since the turn of the millennium. That is your hint. So it is in the 2000 till 2000 now.
I would tell you, some of these guys take days off. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
You don't have any Warriors that you thought, hell, I know that guy?
No.
How about Grady Sizemore was your last
Really?
Oh, wow.
2007.
Yeah.
It's been 17 years.
Wow.
This one shocked me how many years it's been in St. Louis. These guys take too many days off. 1989 was the last time a St. Louis Cardinal played 162 games. That blows my mind.
Who was it?
The Wizard?
It was not Ozzie Smith.
Was it Vince Coleman?
Center fielder.
Hint, Terry. Think about it. On those teams, who would have played 162 games? And hint, he may have been mentioned on last week's show.
Well, so when I think of stuff like that, I'm thinking of people who play. I think of a right fielder, left fielder, or second baseman.
What about someone who played all of those positions?
I was about to say, can I throw out a guess?
You know?
What about somebody who played all of those positions, Terry?
Was it?
If we talked about it on last week's show, you weren't here, Chip. I don't know if you saw it or not.
I did.
Well, he was on last week's show. We talked about him.
I have a guess.
It's the ultimate weapon. Go ahead, Chip. What's your guess?
Is it Jose Oquendo?
You are correct, sir. Jose Oquendo was the last Cardinals, 1989.
All right, where's my clue for my Yankees?
Let's see. The Red Sox one. Bill Buckner.
Thank you.
Last player.
Thank you for referencing Bill Buckner. That's good.
162 games.
What year?
1985.
I was thinking,
what other year would it be?
They don't have
That's
that.
Isn't that awesome?
86 was the year he
who is the oldest that's on this?
Now,
from
Buckner
way
was
back?
second. Oquendo was third. The oldest is the Anaheim, California Angels, whatever they call themselves.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Is the oldest streak. There's 5 teams from the 90s. John Olerud for the New York Mets, 1999. You're going to really be surprised on this one. 1998, the last player for the Chicago White Sox.
Frank Thomas?
Albert Bell.
Wow. I wouldn't guess that.
Think of that.
It ain't had nobody since. Albert Bell was the last, Tom, he was the last shining example of coming to work every day.
Yeah, I mean,
when I think of guys, that's when I think about left field, right
Perfectly
field, or second. Because most of them other guys get hurt or
Terry,
something.
Prince Fielder is the Milwaukee Brewers' last one in 2011. A fat first baseman. Nobody else played 162 games. The longest streak, Anaheim Angels, Don Baylor. 1979.
Wow.
Back to the 70s for the Angels. Y'all wondered why Trout can't
What
get
about
Was the Orioles? Is Cal
Right,
Ripken?
the
Is Cal
Yankees-
Ripken the Orioles?
All right. The Yankees hint was, I'll give you 2 hints.
Okay.
It's been since, not in the 1900s, obviously, because I named those five other ones. All right. This person did not come to the Yankees farm system. 2000 to 2010, I'll give you the bracket.
Okay.
When he may have been there. Not come to the Yankees farm system. And he may or may not be a citizen of the United States.
Was there? I was going to say, was there a year that A-Rod played all 162?
It's not A-Rod.
Okay.
The answer. I'll give you another hint.
Oh, is Hideki?
Yes, Godzilla.
Oh, wow.
Hideki Matsui, the last player to play 162 games baseball.
I meant Hideki Arabu.
I was thinking Matsui when you said Hideki.
So guys, Tom and Terry, you'll love this. The Cardinals come. We're in last place again. The coach is doing a great job as always. Yeah, he sucks. But anyway, here's the new.
Only 4 games out.
Here's the news story. Management has come out and now saying that Terry, they are going to be requesting from the city $500 million for stadium upgrades or a new stadium. This stadium is 20 years old. I showed y'all a brick last week with our name on it.
Wow.
That it was just built 20 years ago. And they're complaining, and the owners, whatever. It is a nice baseball stadium. There's nothing wrong with the baseball aspects of the stadium. If fans aren't coming to the stadium, it's because you are losing. And they know it, and they know it better than anything. So here's what I was reading comments and stuff. Well, I got to a comment. You remember Mike Schilt used to coach here? Coach for the Cardinals, friends with Grayson over here. He was talking to some reporters, Terry, and they were talking about one of the reasons he was asked to leave or be forced to leave is that he saw some things going on that wasn't the quote-unquote Cardinal way, right? And he wanted things to be the Cardinal way. Well, management doesn't anymore. So management had pretty much told him and the rest of them that they're changing the scene, the atmosphere of the team and club. Something that has been successful for 100-something years. How many losing seasons did we talk about?
Yeah, I know.
It was like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, 10 tops, something like that in 100 years. So we're talking about something that's worked, and then now the management and the former manager straight up said it's management wanting to change the quote-unquote atmosphere or whatever it is around the team. And so now you're two back-to-back losing seasons, and they're talking about building a new stadium. And the city, people in St. Louis are much, based on the comments, much rather would put the money in trying to get the NFL back and redo that stadium. And the Blues are asking for a new stadium at some point, too. Theirs is fairly new. So St. Louis is these owners are being a little nuts. They're talking about the Braves, and the White Sox owners now threatening. They're talking about maybe moving to Nashville what his
Nashville is kind of like the city that all of them threatened to go
like
to.
Vegas used to be.
The Indians, they threatened to move. Oh, we're going to move to Nashville, Tennessee. Baseball will not make it in Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know why.
And you'll not move something out of St. Louis to go to Nashville.
I don't think they.
Oh man,
that's not going to work.
St. Louis is talking about trying to lure the Chiefs. Is what they're trying to get is the Chiefs to move across the state. So that's where they're trying to get with the NFL. The city would rather have the Chiefs come because their owner. I don't know if we talked about this. Their owner lives in a mansion built into the stadium, and then the owner has now turned around after all these successful years and is asking the state and city for more money to basically renovate his home.
Yeah, there you go.
What he wants.
Well, billionaires don't become billionaires by doing things the right way. They do it by cheating other people out of money. Come on now. You could be a millionaire or a multimillionaire by hard work, but if you want to be a billionaire, you got to start cheating some people out of some money.
like trying to build something down in South Carolina.
Yeah, just like Tepper did. Tepper
if you're an
declares
economics teacher at a
bankruptcy.
local college, don't invite Tom.
No, I'm just telling you. You become millionaire, We were talking in economics class the other day about Caitlin Clark, and they were all mad because she got $10 million. I'm like, look, if somebody paid me $10 million to teach this class, I would say yes. Now, millionaire is
Who gave
one
her $10
thing.
million? Was that the
That's what I'm
saying. Nike did.
Nike gave her that.
Nike did.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
She got paid something. Big. All right.
Yeah,
here.
it's ridiculous what she's going to make.
Tom, do you remember this video? This is Manny Ramirez's first ever at bat for the Cleveland Indians. For you folks around here, if you don't remember, he came through the Indians farm system, which comes through North Carolina here. Now, Zach, if you'll hit the computer button, I'll have to shut Chip up a second, but he'll be okay. This is Manny Ramirez's first ever career at bat. And guys, I'm just going to let you know it went exactly how you would think it would go.
At Charlotte, the AAA ball club for Cleveland, he had over 300. He had 317. Had 14 home runs and 36 RBIs. And look at this, an extra base hit. First major league base hit for Ramirez, and he thinks it's a home run. Look at this. He thinks it's a home run. He thinks the ball went out.
Hey, he crushed that ball.
And a bit of embarrassment but still.
Is that Baerga? Yeah. He came through here one
At
time.
Charlotte, the AAA ball club for Cleveland.
Charlotte and the is it?
I remember Carlos Baerga. I remember him.
There's two teams.
He crushed that ball.
Indians affiliates.
Tommy played down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the other one? What was it? See they played at the Charlotte Knights, which was actually in Fort Mill at the time.
Through there.
I don't know.
I might have a Carlos Baerga signed ball.
I think I got a Baerga Charlotte Knights card somewhere.
Bye, Baerga.
Omar Vizquel.
I don't think he played for them.
No, Cherville won a state championship. One of these Burlington. They used to be the Burlington Indians, Tom.
Okay.
And they would have they had the Marlboro man out there. All right, Terry. I've got exclusive video, guys, of Terry Reinhardt umpiring girls softball this weekend. Somebody sent this to me. Terry, you just have to speak for yourself on this one, okay?
I don't even see me.
Hold on.
You will.
You will. This
is great.
This is Terry umpiring softball this weekend. Here we go. I don't think we need sound, but I'm gonna have it on anyway. You don't have any. Girls run to first. 4 steps by. Yeah.
It's all about getting out of the inning.
It's all about getting out of the inning.
Maybe she missed first.
Is that what it was?
Is that really Terry?
Are you crazy, Tom?
No.
I was getting ready to say.
No, just being silly.
What the crap?
For a second, I thought that was really you, Terry.
She was in the grass when the girl caught it at first, and he pumped her out. It would just been better if he had pumped her, gave you some. He just went, like. Wow. Terry, what do you do if your partner did that right there?
Oh, Lordy. Well, first of all, I hope they don't look at me and say, can we ask him? Can we ask him? Wow. Then I'm going to have to walk out there and go, buddy, what'd you see?
I had to do that in a game last night. It was a 10-run game, and the kid, for the team that was getting beat, it would have ended the game. But he beat it by a step. It was closer than that. He beat it by a step. But I still called him safe. And everybody's like, all that. And I just walked by the coach and said, I just couldn't get him on that. He said, yeah, we know you can. It's like, you can't make it obvious,
This is the great Harry Carey, and just some silliness from there. For folks listen on the radio, you can always watch the replay on YouTube. If you're out and about, you can go and pull us back up after the show and watch our videos and what we're reacting to on video. This is Harry Carey, former Cubs announcer. And
you leave it on?
Yes, gosh, leave it on.
Of all the places that you meet good-looking and interesting women, the libraries, they say, this is supposed to be a matter of fact, the libraries are number 1 on the list.
Well, it's surprising you say that, Harry, because on the off days, Arnie Harris and I frequently go to the various libraries around the major cities that we visit. She was at the library.
We met her at the library yesterday.
Pretty sure that woman's not been in the library in the last 20 years.
We met her in the library yesterday.
Yesterday.
No. Got the big 80s hair going on.
She definitely liked Bon Jovi. All right, this past week, Cardinals, former Cardinals coach and Cardinals Hall of Famer Whitey Herzog passed away. Yes. Known as the White Rat. Ozzy says, touched many lives as a father, husband, coach, mentor, friend. My life was changed because of him. Just going back and watching some of the folks talking about about how good of a coach he was and a person and everything in St. Louis. Now back then, you remember, Tom, you're talking about your Marlboro Man on your you got that over there.
Yeah,
hold that up for the folks at home.
Let me see.
So the old Marlboro, advertising, the beer advertising out. So this was
this is the 1992
for you Braves fans. That's a Braves and Toronto Blue Jays World Series.
Pretty cool
brochure. Now, so back then the Cardinals, him and the announcer for the team did a lot of beer commercials. I don't know if any of y'all remember these, but I got a few highlights of Whitey and Jack Buck, Cardinals announcer.
Yeah.
This is Joe Buck's father here in St. Louis. Here's some of the beer commercials. We'll go play a couple here. Chip, I'm gonna have to mute you, so just deal with it.
Wish it was Tom, but well, you got runners on first and third with a lot of speed, and you want to get a run. Let me use those cold bush beers for runners.
Okay, I'm going to need one of those back.
Well, this guy over here takes a big lead. He tries to distract the pitcher. You get 2 strikes on the hitter. Bang, you send him down a second. The catcher throws through. This guy comes home. You got a run. You're sitting pretty.
Yeah, you're sitting pretty, Whitey, but that's my bush beer.
They don't call this double steal for nothing.
So he double stole his beer there. All right, how about this one?
I've got to hand it to you, Whitey. You really know how to put a barbecue together.
Jack, it's just like putting together a team.
Here we go again.
First, you got to have some meat in the lineup.
Absolutely.
Of course, Jack, everybody has a few hot dogs.
Every team does.
But you know the most important ingredient?
What's that, Skipper?
Is having a great pitcher.
Now you're talking. Nothing like smooth bush beer.
But, Jack, this pitcher needs some glasses.
Whitey always thought you said it was the umpires who needed glasses.
Who, me? No way. They can see in the dark. You wouldn't happen to be a steak guy, would you?
I've got to hand it to you.
They can see in the dark. Here's Pete Rose and Whitey Herzog story told by Fred.
I'm a good friend of Pete Rose, and I was in Cincinnati. I read the Enquirer the morning that Vincent said Rose accused of gambling. That night he came out with the lineup card with the umpires, and he said to me, he said, Whitey, we're going to kick your rear tonight. And I said, you want to bet? And he said, don't say that. That's a bad word around here. Mama.
Whitey Herzog asked Pete Rose if he wanted to bet at home plate. Here's another beer.
Whitey is going to give us a little clinic on some of his secret baseball tactics.
It's just coaching, Jack.
How to pick up the signs.
You got nobody out and a man on first. Let me use this cold bush beer here for the batter. Now, if I only need 1 run, I'm going to give him this.
That's the bunt sign.
If I need a bunch of runs, I may give him this.
That's the hit and run.
You've got it, Jack.
No, Whitey, you've got it. That's my bush.
You know what this is? That is the take sign.
Whitey is going to get...
Herzog, steal your beer, Terry. There's some Whitey Herzog stuff. People were talking about the new regime and everything. They're going to have a moment of silence for him this Sunday, but nothing else, Terry. So they're complaining. The fans are like, no banners, no signs, no other any.
No, bring his relatives out there.
None of
something.
that. None of that. Yeah. None of that. It's just going to be a moment of silence before the national anthem. So a lot of the fans are not happy with a lot of this stuff. It's that some of the local folks tell me that the coach is redirected and known as what? Did y'all see? Sorry, did you see the coach for the Cardinals shove the security guard out of the way this week and about get in an argument with him? Marmo, he was challenging a play and he was talking to his assistant coach, and the guy walked through between them, and he threw his hands up, started arguing with the security guard and fussed about it and caused a big deal and just a big baby about it. It's just weird. All right, Zach, you like this King Griffey Jr. story told to you by King Griffey Sr. All right, Zach.
Talk about that. That just grounded him. You want me to talk about him getting grounded, don't you? When I first got in the outfield, I said, I'm going to cover 3 square feet and the rest is yours.
Sammy shoots a high fly out to left center.
Junior just kind of drifts over and just snatched it, just cool as can be. And his dad sitting there trying to catch this ball.
I started ducking because I didn't know where the ball was. Thought I was going to get hit in the head. I didn't think it was funny. So what I did was I jogged off the field, got into the dugout. I said, come here. I said, you're grounded. And I took the car keys from him. Talk about that. That just grounded him.
Getting grounded as a Major League Baseball player, Tom, by your
he was probably only 19
left
at the
field
time.
dad.
Yeah. Think about that though. Like what? I mean, how unusual that is for them to just play together.
Pro ball. He's 19 years old,
and his dad's out in the outfield with him. I mean, what?
Of course, De La Cruz only about 20, isn't he? I mean, he's really super young too. So.
Andrew Jones was 19.
Yeah.
Chipper
in the World Series.
How was
correct,
Chipper?
right?
Chipper was really when he came out.
He was pretty young. All right. How often your team makes the postseason in Major League Baseball? So this is every team. What percentage they make it? One team is above 40%. 2 teams above 30%. 3 more teams in the 8 teams in the 20s. Then 6 in the teens, and then 6 in the upper teens, and the rest in lower teens. And then 1 team has made less than 10% of the playoffs in their history of their team. So 1 out of every, actually it's going to be 8.9%. So less than 1 out of every 1 out of every 11 seasons, they make the postseason. Who would y'all guess would be that team?
Miami Marlins?
No. 1 out of 11 seasons, they make the postseason.
Florida Marlins, excuse me.
That's how bad they are. The Marlins have made the postseason, Zach. Glad you asked. 12.9% of the time. Okay. They're about the 6th lowest on the roster.
Where is Kansas City?
Kansas City has made it 16% of the time.
Well,
you guys ranked.
I'm going to say the Braves are in the 20s, mid-20s.
13th, Terry. 13th.
If you do the whole history of the franchise, Cleveland's got to be pretty low. Recent years, they've been good.
Cleveland is at 13%. They're down about 24th. The Braves, Zach, are in 7th at 23.5%. The Cardinals are in 6th at 26%.
I thought they'd be in the 30s.
Who would you say, Chicago White Sox?
Nailed it. The
Really?
worst team in baseball history, basically. Terry
Good
just
job,
nailed
Terry.
it. The Chicago White Sox with
Wow.
8.9%. 1 out of 11 years they make the playoffs. It's a shame with such sweet uniforms we don't get to see them as often.
You talking about the uniforms that those jackets that they were wearing with Ozzie and Whitey was really cool.
Oh, yeah. The Arizona Diamondbacks are 5th at 26.9%. Houston Astros are 4th at 27%. Then you got 3 teams over 30.
Dodgers.
Dodgers are number 3.
I would think the Cardinals was up there, and they weren't.
They were 6th.
That'd be the Yanks.
They're probably number 1.
The number 1 team is the New York Yankees at 47.9%.
How
Look who's
about
number
Tampa
2.
Bay?
Wow. That's
Consistent.
yeah.
The Tampa Rays have made the playoffs, the second best in baseball history at 34% of the season's play.
Nobody watches.
Nobody.
Look at Oakland.
Except those 2 coaches that Terry had the other day. They're Rays fans.
Dang, we ahead of 12 teams. That's pretty good. 30, 40, 50, 60. Hey, we way up there.
Ahead of the Mets.
A little bit more than I thought.
Yep. So there's your playoff percentage-wise. So Cardinals have made it 1 out of every 4 years, basically. Yankees make it every
look at
other
Seattle
year.
being
That's
a bottom
hard.
feeder
That's hard
down
to
there.
believe when you look at that. And we talk about Kansas City being such a low market, hardly ever does anything. And when you look at this, you like, they way better than a lot.
Chicago's one of the biggest markets in the world. Last. Oh, goodness. All right, this season, Braves still in first, Zach?
Yeah, they're still in first. I think we're 13-7.
Did you guys look up who the guy hit the 3 home runs last night? I can't remember to save my life. I think his first name was Travis. I can't remember the guy's name.
Arnaud?
Yeah, it was Arnaud, yes.
Hit 3 home runs, and he did have a chance because the guy, if you look, the guy who was hitting in front of him hit a home run and gave him the 4th plate opportunity, and then he grounded out. So I was hopefully was going to listen to history and just remind our listeners, 92.9 or 101.5, listen to the Braves. And a lot of times coming home from a ball game, Terry, that's what I like to do is just listen to the Braves on the boss. But I was really pulling for it because it was the first 2 guys. I want to say Olsen hit a shot, it was caught. Somebody else hit it, put it in play, but it was caught, and then they didn't know if he was going to get another at bat that he did, and it ended up being anticlimactic. It had been the first time since 1986 that a Brave had hit 4 home runs in a game. I mean, that's been done 18 times, they said. I was like, I cannot believe that's happened that many times. That's a lot of times they hit. You would figure that'd be like once or twice.
I've seen the Cardinals do it twice myself, not in person. But Mark Whitten and Fernando Tatis. And I'm just you're asking that. I'm just trying to take off the top of my head. For anybody else, I don't think McGuire or Pujols ever hit 4 for us. They're dead last. I hadn't seen that since before La Russa. Dodgers in first out west. Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, but looking at this, and right now, I know it's way early. We've only played 20 games. But Kansas City at 13-7, and we even question how many the Dodgers would lose. They're 12-10.
I was looking at it right.
Yeah,
at
10 losses, and we said 50, the 50-some games they would lose. I mean, they're in first, though. That's what's amazing. They're 12-10 and in first.
It goes back to you can have all the best players, but if you don't get to practice together or you don't have a chemistry, you might not be good.
Chip, every team in the East is over 500 right
Shocker.
now. Red Sox in last. Your Rays are there in fourth. Yankees in first, of course. Baltimore is it that deep of a division, or is somebody going to fall off? A couple teams start falling off? What you got there?
I would say at least 4 of the 5 will finish above 500.
Oh, okay. Tom, you and the Royals going to stay there and 1-2 this year?
Well, it helps.
You said the Twins. Did you tell me the Twins were favorite before the season?
Yeah,
I think you said that last week.
Especially with Bieber going down, that was devastating. But McKenzie still got him. So I mean, he's the anchor of that rotation now. I guess in my opinion, he would be. But look who we've played. Now we did win 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox. We played the Yankees last weekend. Chip, we lost 2 out of 3 and pulled one out of the fire on Sunday. The Yanks should have won that game. I don't know if you kept up with that. You're probably still at the Masters, but Cleveland blew a save. New York went up 2 runs, and I think Cleveland scored 3 in their half to win that. So that was kind of a crazy game. But when we've played Oakland, we've played the White Sox, so and we'll see. I mean,
well, you got to beat the White Sox when you play them. That's how you win the division.
We'll see. And they hung in there against the Yankees. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They got beat the one close game. They beat them the other game. I think the other one wasn't competitive, and they won 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. So I think
5 teams in the American League are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams have plus run differentials in the American League, and 3 of them fans are sitting in this room: Yankees, Guardians, and the Royals.
Right now, the Cleveland Guardians, it sounds weird, are tied for the best record in baseball with the Yankees.
Well, the Braves I think actually are a game ahead of us.
Well, they're 13-5. Yeah. I guess winning percentage
got
they
the
would
best
be.
Percentage. So you guys are all having a good week, and I'm just over here sitting in last place for the first time.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: that the Yankees, with their
last year,
the success we've had early on this season, you can give credit to the guys that are on the pitching staff. They have stepped up, and Soto obviously has been a game changer for the offense. But this is hiding 2 glaring issues that I don't think they can sustain long term. Obviously, one, their ace, their best player last year's, we're hoping healthy or is able to come back healthy, Garrett Cole, at some point in the next maybe month and a half or so. And our 10-year, multi-million-dollar American League season home run winning record center fielder right now is not having a good year behind the plate right now. Or at the plate. Judge has not shown up really. He's batting less than 200. Has a couple of home runs. His timing's off. So
you Yankees fans are always so hard on Aaron Judge. I mean, like if he doesn't hit a home
60 homers.
If he doesn't hit a home run every time, they're ready to run him out of town. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well,
I read it one year, a couple years ago in the playoff series, he was struggling. I think they booed him. It's like, how could you boo Aaron Judge? I mean, it's just crazy. The mentality. You're supposed to hit a home run every time. You're 6'8". What's your problem?
Not saying he's supposed to hit a home run. I'm saying he's hitting less than 200 right now.
Yeah, but it's early.
That's all-star level now in Major League Baseball. What's his WAR?
That's all-star level. What's his WAR?
Yeah, how many strikeouts he got now?
Isn't it Soto then Judge or Judge then Soto in that lineup?
Soto's batting second, Judge is third.
Right. So I remember when the Indians were playing him, and he's like, well, if you get by Soto, you get to face Aaron Judge. Yeah. I mean, that's killer right there.
And then after Judge right now, Stanton's actually hitting the ball. Stanton's hitting the ball.
Finally come around after his horrible start.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we've got NBA playoffs to preview. I've got my Hornets shirt on. Oh, they're not in the playoffs. We'll be back in a minute. KDC Broadcasting.
If you are new to Medicare or would like to learn more about your Medicare options, here's some good news. Contact Ty Penhall at 704-489-6970. You have many choices when it comes to healthcare options. Let's face it, it's very confusing with all the nonstop commercials about healthcare. With over 20 years of healthcare experience, he can help you find the right plan for your healthcare needs. If you would like to attend a no-obligation healthcare event, please call Ty at 704-489-6970 to reserve your seat now. Again, that's 704-489-6970. Wait. Don't you just hate waiting? Well, I do too. That's why I go to All Ray Tire Center, where I get in and out service and check out some of their springtime specials, like alternator service starting at $79.95, an oil change starting at $47.99, brakes starting at $125 per axle, and they have great prices on tires. And most sizes are in stock, so you don't have to wait. Visit your nearest All Ray Tire Center. West Main Street, Forest City, Lower Dallas Road in Dallas, East Main Street in Cherryville, West Dixon Boulevard, Shelby, and Carbon City Road in Morganton.
Francis Brothers Used Cars, now in their 55th year in business, has proudly served the people of Cleveland and Rutherford counties since 1969 with a great selection of nice buy here, pay here cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Don, Bino, and Casey invite you to check out their inventory. They look forward to helping you get your next vehicle and offering oil changes, OBD inspections, brake works, shocks, axles, and CV joints in their service center. Francis Brothers Used Cars and Service Center, 134 North Main Street in downtown Boiling Springs. See them for your next automotive buy or service.
The Campers in RV Mega Sale is taking over the Carolinas April 25th through 28th. For 4 days only, shop more than 500 in-stock RVs at special blowout pricing. Enjoy special trade allowances and rates as low as 6.99% with approved credit. Bring the whole family for daily giveaways and free food at all 6 of our Carolina locations. Plus, you can RSVP now for exclusive in-store money-saving coupons. But you must act fast. You only have 4 days to take advantage of these massive savings at the Campers in RV Mega Sale. See dealer for complete details.
Campers in RV Kings Mountain, 615 Broadview Drive off Highway 161 South at I-85, Kings Mountain.
For over 40 years, the Captain's Cap Family Fish House on Linwood Road in Gastonia has been serving our area with the finest in seafood. And once again, last year, they were voted the winner of the best seafood restaurant in Gaston County. Right now, they have several employment opportunities. The Captain's Cap Family Fish House, 3140 Linwood Road in Gastonia, online at captainscap.com. For orders to go, call 704-865-7433.
Carolina Furniture Mart in Lincoln has just made a special purchase on full-size adjustable beds, complete with an 8-inch foam mattress, and they want to pass the savings on to you. Now you can buy it for only $699. Features include remote control, anti-gravity, anti-snooze features, and an 850-pound capacity. Only $699. Shop and compare. But hurry, only 10 are left to sell. And oh yeah, did I mention the 10-year warranty? See it today. Carolina Furniture Mart, 644 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. Online at carolinafurnituremart.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They don't know we're back yet. So, Chip, what are you doing today, more or less?
I have. I'll throw in a quick plug here, real quick. If anybody's in the Bowling Springs, North Carolina area this afternoon, head on over to Gardner Webb University and the town of Bowling Springs are co-holding a Webstock. So it's going to be an outdoor festival. We've got 4 bands coming, so it'll be a good chance to good family fun. Good atmosphere. So if you're in the western Cleveland County area, head over to Bowling Springs and enjoy Webstock this afternoon.
Cherryville Cherry Blossom Festival is today for the folks listening on the radio here on the Cherryville radio. It starts about 14 minutes. Our booth or our pink Cadillac will be up there. Go by see Jeffrey Owens, and it's over there. We'll be on Mountain Street near the car show. So that's where you can see the pink Cadillac. After it got washed up yesterday, me and Andre took care of that one. Looks nice and pretty. Now, NBA playoffs. The Kings have been eliminated. The Warriors have been eliminated. Over in the East, who else got eliminated?
Chicago and
Hawks.
Yeah,
Atlanta.
Hawks were eliminated.
So now we have the Miami Heat, probably without Jimmy Butler, and Boston.
Yeah, the Heat will be without Butler.
Philadelphia 76ers and the Knicks, Indiana Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Orlando Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Terry, Boston, any problems with Miami in round 1?
No.
That might be sweep.
Tom.
Yeah. No.
Now, this is an interesting matchup with some up-and-coming youthful teams that may be the future of the Eastern Conference. I've given you credit the last couple of years. You guys have drafted like I wish the Hornets would have drafted. So you got a pretty deep young roster now. Whether they can get up there over the hump with Giannis in the Celtics, I don't know. But the
least we're in
Magic
the-
with Banchero, if y'all remember that, Terry, me and you sit there and said, why would you pick anybody else other than him?
Yeah.
He was a stud I thought from the beginning. They're in the 5 seed. Now, Tom, you got to have to deal with him and the rest of the young guns. You got Cole Anthony and the guys. So, how do you feel about this matchup? 4-5 seed. You guys got the home court.
I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be back and forth. This one's definitely going to go 6 or 7 games. I like our chances. I think we learned our lesson last year when we laid an egg against the Knicks. But we're healthy, got Mitchell back. Hopefully we're able to pull this one out. But I tell you, it's going to be tough. You're right. They got a lot of young studs in Orlando. They're an up-and-coming team. And I'm glad the playoffs here because I'm tired of hearing the Donovan Mitchell contract every single day drama. It's like, can we just play basketball and worry about that when the season's over? So, game 1 today, a 1 p.m. game. I guess the first round because everybody's playing. They like to do it all day long, but that's an unusual time. Saturday, and then they don't play. I mean, they play. They take a day off. They play. They take 2 days off.
2 weeks.
2 weeks to play the whole
2
thing.
weeks to play this first
Yeah,
round.
Sunday, May 5th, if it goes the whole way.
What the crap?
It's awful.
It's just
I don't
weird.
like it.
It wasn't like that all
No,
the time. It used to
was
be
not.
you played back to back, right?
Hey,
You play back
when-
to back.
Yeah, and when you first in the first round, you were like 3 and done. Remember that?
Yeah.
I remember the Hornets getting in and getting knocked out real quick because it was a best of 5. So I don't know. I will agree with you, Tom. I think it's going to go at least 6. Probably it could go 7. But I think you guys got the better overall team. I think y'all will win.
Yeah,
I think y'all
I
win
hope-
the series.
I hope so.
I'm picking them to win the series.
We'll see. I think it's gonna be a fight. It's definitely gonna be a fight. Like I said, 2 up and coming teams. I mean, I don't think either one of these teams has enough to win the East. But
No.
you definitely want to advance through this and get some deeper playoff experience.
The funny thing about the East is, and I'm just not saying, because I know Terry loves the Boston, but from after 1, anybody can. You know what I'm saying? Like after that one team, 2 through 8, I think they're pretty even.
But neither one of these teams want to win. I mean, all you got to do is look at them. Cleveland against Orlando, and then they knowing if whoever,
all you got to do is look at them.
all
That's
they-
all you got to do, Zach. All you got to do is look at them, and you could just tell that because
I
that
mean-
is such a profound statement. I know why you're employed here. It's because of your infinite wisdom. All you
Tom.
got to do is look at them, and you.
He's our Barkley.
I mean, it's just.
I mean,
this
my
is-
God, you look
He's
at
Man, it's just
4
dumb.
against
You
5,
just say dumb.
He's the round
That's
mound of
just
West
dumb.
Lincoln bound.
Tom, think of it of it as a plus. Neither one of y'all want to win because you know Boston's next. So why do you want to win? So I won 1 round. I get to go to play Boston next.
You never know what's going to happen.
I do.
The only way you can't win is if you're not there. What if somebody gets hurt? What if Tatum goes down? You ever think about that, Terry? You never think about
we're
that?
still good.
Because to think about that, you'd have to be able to do something. Think, which you don't always do.
We're still good. We're still good.
You gotta tell me.
Cleveland to win, so we got 2 weeks of this.
Yeah, please. And I said I think Cleveland will win this year. I think it'll take 7.
What's
though.
funny is that they've got each other in the playoffs. They're first and second in baseball. It's the only thing they can do is just sit there and argue about those 2 things.
I mean, it takes Mitchum the whole year to come back, and he finally gets back. And
His name's Mitchell, not Mitchum. Okay, Mitchum's is a restaurant. Mitchell is the guy's name.
Most
okay?
people don't even know anybody from Cleveland. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let's make some quick picks.
Is it?
Yeah, this is Boston.
Isn't Mitchum a deodorant?
I'm not sure.
It is. Yeah.
Chip.
Probably lasts for 72
Celtics
hours.
or Heat, Chip?
Oh, Boston.
Tom?
Boston.
Zach?
Boston.
I'll go Boston.
I'll pick Boston.
I know.
Yeah.
Knicks.
Terry, do we need to?
This one's
and
interesting. This one's
76ers.
interesting.
Chip, 2 versus 7.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm gonna go with the Stephen A. Smith on this. I'm gonna choose the Knicks on the win.
Zach.
I don't trust the Knicks. I'm going to 76ers.
I'm going with the 76ers because without Randall, I don't think they can beat them.
Yeah.
Randall's not playing.
Whoa.
And they got Embiid. I believe I would go with the Knicks as well. Tommy?
Knicks.
I mean, not Knicks, 76ers.
Yeah,
sorry.
76.
Said that
I was
wrong.
wondering.
I
I was
think
like,
that
So what?
everybody's pulling
Stared
against.
right at the
Everybody's
logo.
pulling
Said
against.
it.
Let
the
me
Knicks.
back up here,
Nobody-
Terry. So
nobody thinks the Knicks can win this series.
Not
That's
with
why they're winning.
without Randall.
so Randall has been ruled out.
Oh,
He's
out?
yeah.
Okay.
Really?
shoulder injury.
Randall's season ends due to shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, my apologies. Then I will edit mine. I'll swing mine over to the 76ers.
Is it too late to change my pick?
Did you see Embiid flop on the free throw the other night, Tom?
No.
He shot a free throw and missed
That's
it, and he fell down on his knees.
That's his second
And they were
flop.
like, he flopped on the free throw.
He tripped over somebody in the middle of the game, and I'm just like, dude, like, because what y'all always say about him falling in weirdest places. I'm like, what are you doing?
And he goes down in slow motion every time.
It's like I think a feather could knock him over.
Like somebody needs to go through and add the highlight of Tree like falling over every time.
All right, I'll go with the 76ers.
Oh no, the Knicks are definitely winning now because everybody picked.
Well,
them.
Brunson guy's average 40.
He's gonna have, just to win one game or two games. Like
I don't think.
He's gonna do it 7 games. You know what I mean? Bucks and 76ers.
This
I mean,
is a biggie.
golly, Bucks and Pacers.
Yeah, this is a biggie.
Yeah, this is a curious
Yeah.
matchup without Giannis.
Yeah, if he does not play,
I don't think they can win if he does.
the
play.
Bucks is
Oh,
in
really?
I don't.
Huh.
They're only like one game separating these two teams.
So what's Giannis's deal?
He has a strained calf.
Guess
I
I
believe
can
it is
click
strained calf.
They're preparing to be without MVP for the start of the first round series, but
But now they do have
Larry
Middleton,
return.
and everybody else
He'll
that
be
can
back.
play.
He'll be back Tuesday. It says. So he'll miss.
I think they had a
One
much better
game,
team
maybe
last
2. I'm
year.
not sure on the schedule.
I thought they had a much better team last year. I don't think Lillard was a good acquisition for them.
All right, so Chip, who you got?
Outside of game one, I think playoff Dame and Giannis show up. I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Tommy.
If Giannis plays the Bucks,
Terry?
definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bucks on account of Giannis is going to come back, but you be careful here.
You remember last year they went out in the first round?
That's what I'm saying. Be
They're
careful.
going out again.
First 2 games are at home. Lillard can get 40 or 50 at home without Giannis. I think they'll hold on and go ahead. Zach?
They got knocked out last year. I'm going to get knocked out again this year. Indiana.
I'll go Bucks in this one. All right, Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic today at 1 o'clock, ESPN.
I don't even know why they're playing.
Chip.
Sorry, I'm getting over Terry's comment.
It's just hard to deal with every week. Cleveland, I'm going to pick Cleveland.
Chip, who you got?
Sorry, Tom, I'm going with the Magic.
I'm going with Orlando, too.
I'm going with Cleveland.
I think Cleveland's got more talent and a better roster. I'm going to go with them in this one, but I am way scared of
Paolo Banchero. And Cole Anthony.
You got to have 2 guys that can get 50 added
Both of
together,
them can.
and Anthony ain't afraid to shoot if Banchero's having a bad night. So they're going to be a tough out, is what I'm going to say, Tom. You got a tough out here.
Oh, I'm not. It ain't going to be easy. It's going to be 6 or 7 games. I guarantee you that.
It's their first time doing it, so it's not. I don't know if they can just come through and just.
It'd be like Cleveland last year, right? Cleveland went.
If the deodorant can play, they'll be all right.
72 hours.
Spelling with Terry.
Oklahoma City Thunder get the 1 seed is it because of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander return, or is it because of rookie sensation Chet Holmgren, Terry?
Ooh, this here, no, I can't. Oklahoma City. Yeah.
No Zion.
I was about to say, is Zion out?
Yeah.
He is out.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
For the year?
2 to 3 weeks, I think is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City, 100%.
Pelicans are tough. Are probably one of if not the toughest teams to match up man to man down through the starting lineup because of Zion and Brandon Ingram and C.J. McCollum. But without Zion, and this is the number 1 seed, and these guys are pretty good and they take it pretty serious. I got the Thunder winning this one.
Yeah, same here.
Nuggets.
Oh, this is easy.
And the free throw champions of the world, the Lakers. I got a free throw discrepancy chart.
Yeah,
you guys
it's coming. It's coming.
That, yeah.
Denver.
Please, Denver. Yes, please.
Yeah, Denver.
Yep, Denver.
Everybody going Denver?
Yes.
Across the board on that? I believe I will too.
Davis has got to average 30, 35 for them to beat them, and I don't know whether he can do that.
Jokic is going to have to break his leg.
Yeah.
Real quick, one quick baseball stat. Cal Ripken's streak, I was always talking about some of that before, and I skipped over it. Here's how impressive the streak is. Only 40 players in the history of game have actually played that many games total.
Wow.
So only 40 people had a chance to even be there, much less have the streak of that. All right, everybody Nuggets across the board. Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Even for Boston, it's going to be tough.
We'll go this one. I hate the Clippers. But I don't really hate the Clippers.
They played good this year, though.
Like, can you pull for Kawhi or Westbrook?
Did y'all know that their owner is immensely more wealthy than any other owner? It ain't even close. It's like
he's super rich.
It's ridiculous.
I feel so sorry here for these teams. Don't get me wrong. I'm taking Dallas to win, but for the Clippers, I remember how pumped up that guy was when he got Young and Leonard of everything. But Leonard, since he's been at the Clippers, only played about half of the games that he's come there to play.
Yep.
And I just absolutely all the money that you spent for that guy, and then he's not even playing half of the games.
So you got Luka and Kyrie in this matchup?
Yeah, I'm taking Dallas.
Tommy?
Dallas.
Chip?
I'm going to agree with that. I don't think Clippers are going to be healthy enough. Dallas.
Zachary?
I want Dallas, but I'm taking the Clippers.
I'm glad you did because I won't go 5 across. Go Dallas. Mavericks in that one.
I want Dallas to win. I like
This
Luka.
is what I didn't want. There's 16 teams in the playoffs. My 2 favorite got to play in the first round that I like to watch, and now I got to say now one of them will be available after.
I would argue this is going to be the most fun series to watch.
Yes, absolutely. This would be the best offensive series. I'll put it that way. I don't know if either one of these teams are going to guard anybody.
Yeah.
But scoring wise, this may be the highlight of the first round as far as the best highlights. Is Bill playing? Yes. Is Bill and Booker both healthy and playing?
I think so.
I think
Bill,
so.
it looks like it says this most exciting part of the year for Bill. See on the notes down there.
I was going to pick these 2 teams to be in my Western Conference Finals. Chip, who you got in this matchup?
I think
Young Jordan or old Durant?
I think this is going to be. I think the Suns are going to be like the Celtics when Jordan first got to the playoffs. I think he's going to drop like 60 or like 50 in one of these games, but the Suns are going to pull out the series.
Tommy?
I like the Suns.
I got Minnesota.
Zachary?
Minnesota.
You're the spot.
I'm going to agree with Terry. The young guns, I think, want it more. And I've seen Durant, if his guys don't show up, and he'll get his 25, but if nobody's playing defense, his team will get beat 4 games to 1. So either they're going to go 7, and we'll see. It'll be a shootout for 6 or 7 games, but Minnesota goes up 2-0 at home. I think that
I feel sorry for
that
Phoenix.
Minnesota team is a good basketball team.
These are my 2 favorite teams. I would pay to watch either one of these teams come to Charlotte and watch Anthony Edwards and all those guys and Durant and Booker and Beal. The shooting in this series is going to be fantastic. I don't want them playing each other.
I know. Well, I feel so sorry for him because, for Durant, what a great shooter, what a great player for the NBA, but without Draymond, he's nothing.
There's no sense in
I'm sorry. Say that again.
You don't want it.
It's just beyond stupid.
You don't want it.
Don't worry
about it. Sorry,
I do got some fun tweets to get to other than Terry's nonsense. The WNBA has lost $10 million a year for 25 straight years.
Now he's leaving.
The current.
Well, I got something important to do today.
He's going to learn not to ring up people that was safe by 10 feet.
The WNBA has lost an average.
Have fun getting your free tires, Terry.
Tom, with 144 roster spots, that's $69,000 a year in depth per player. Caitlin Clark is getting paid $80,000 a year,
and they want them to be.
So they're in debt.
And they're fussing. The people are fussing because they're not comparable to NBA players' salaries. Yeah,
people don't understand
capitalism,
anything in this world at all.
If they could just do it, just make it super cheap. You know what I mean? Just make it. How much is a ticket to a game?
I think it was 40 versus.
$2?
They did it.
I'm just saying.
They were showing some of the average ticket price of what it was. I think it was 40 versus 80.
Do they
play?
That? That was JP.
I have no idea how he knocked someone over sitting still.
Do they?
It was his light. It was his lightsaber.
Sorry, Tom.
It was his lightsaber.
They play in the summer, right?
Because he did it with the Force.
So it's hard to. That makes it hard because there's so much other stuff going on in the summer. That I don't know if there's a time of year where you could do it. I wouldn't even be opposed to just having it during the men's season.
Well,
and just have a super cheap alternative.
Tom, I'm glad that you said that. Here's my proposal. Okay. Have it before the NBA games.
Like high school?
Yes. You get there early. Think about how much extra money the arenas would make. They would make more money selling hot dogs, having them as the opener, as they would having them as a separate act.
It's not a
repay
bad idea.
everybody, pay the ushers, pay all the food people. You double your salary if you have them come in and play the opener. Hey, come on in earlier. Bring your girls and kids. For the struggling franchises, you could maybe even adjust the schedule. Be like, hey, these guys, Charlotte don't sell out. Let's have a couple extra games roll through Charlotte to help maybe pump some attendance.
You know what? I'm afraid.
But the only problem is they'd have to lower the goals and the little balls and all that other stuff.
Well, you know what do you know what I'm afraid that they would be? That they would.
They don't lower the goals, Kevin. They don't lower the goals.
Go ahead, Chip.
It'd be well, kind of on that same point, the WNBA teams and franchises will have to swallow their pride because the court's going to be labeled with the NBA team logo.
They would never swallow their pride because you can't even get them to talk about lowering the goal to even dunk it. They're like, why would we? Yeah. Well, keep losing money then. Whatever. You don't take the suggestion. Here's Eddie House talking about LeBron in the 2011 Heat collapse after LeBron threw all of his teammates under the bus this week and said it was their fault. Zach, hit the button.
Oh, yeah. Point the fingers.
Let's point it.
We'll point the finger at the fourth quarter collapse every game that we had. Actually, you know what? It was 1-1 game 2. We were up. We collapsed in the fourth quarter. They tied it up. We win game 3. We go up 2-1.
Right.
We didn't win another game. So if we're gonna, we're gonna play the blame game.
Let's play it.
I wasn't out on the court.
Right. Who was on the court?
The man saying that the other guys wasn't getting.
Was LeBron on the court in the fourth quarter?
Is that a Craig Carton?
I don't know. You know what? He was, but he was. Hey, he was, but he wasn't.
All right, listen to him.
I don't know. You know what? He was
LeBron on the court in the fourth quarter?
I don't know. You know what? He was, but he was. Hey, he was, but he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow.
So now you're starting to see some smoke coming from former teammates about some of this stuff. So
nobody likes the guy.
Well,
nobody. Yes, they pretend to like him, but they don't really like him because he's a jerk.
I will say, I will play the devil's advocate here as someone who in the GOAT debate is pro MJ. Right now, a lot of his teammates don't necessarily say glaring accolades about Mr. Jordan either.
Yeah, but it's
About
for
what?
a different reason though.
About
Jordan
what?
wasn't.
Are they saying anything about Jordan's play?
No.
Okay,
no,
wait a minute. There's a difference.
Yeah, that's
They
fair.
call him a jerk all they want.
Now Jordan was a jerk, but he'd probably say, "Look, man, you suck right now. Let's go."
Honestly,
And,
Jordan would be like,
I mean,
I'm a jerk, but you got beat 11-2.
Honestly, I like Will Purdue's.
Kobe would too.
Will Purdue's quote in The Last Dance was best. He's like, let's get this straight. He was a jerk. He was mean. He was a bully, but he was doing it to get the best out of you. He gave the best analysis.
Well, if they lose, they're gonna blame him. So y'all better keep it up.
And that's what Jordan said. He's like, I'm just holding you to my standard.
Differential since in the last 2 years.
That's insane.
1,000+. The next closest is the Knicks at 300.
Look who's in last.
The Golden State Warriors at negative.
Because all they do is shoot threes. They don't have anybody who attacks.
Nobody
the glass.
goes anywhere near the glass.
Draymond does, right, Terry? Oh, he's not.
Tom, this is Tom. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to have a funeral for your favorite basketball player, Boban. His career is over.
Did he retire?
No, but he should after this. He gets. You Tar Heel fans, that'll give you flashbacks of getting out jumped in a Final Four game.
Did y'all see Boban missing the free throw?
I've got it somewhere.
Okay.
I was thinking I was going to get to it maybe in a minute.
Boban he just can't jump. He's too big to jump.
No, he can't. But this week, Tom, the team they were facing, I'll tell you in a second, has a promotion. If a player misses 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, they get free Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Yep.
That's Charlotte does nuggets.
So Boban misses his first one, free throw, and the fans start yelling at him. And here's Boban.
Fans are getting excited here. There might potentially be some free.
I got you. I got you.
Don't worry, y'all.
No, wait a minute.
Be some free chicken on the board.
And they're up 8, and he's missing a free throw on purpose.
If he misses the second free throw.
This is for me, you see?
Yeah, so that's why the fans are getting a little frothy.
Oh, they're pointing to you. Beaumont's playing with the crowd. Say, you want chicken?
Here's your job.
Oh, he gave him chicken.
He held his hand up.
He's man of the people. He did that on purpose.
You think the coach is going to say anything to that dude?
All right, y'all be quiet.
Fans are getting
Pointing to you. Beaumont's playing with the crowd. Say, you want chicken?
Here's your job.
Oh, he gave him chicken. He's a man of the people. He's a man of the people.
He did that on purpose.
He did. He gave out free chicken.
Fans are getting excited here.
What a call. At least they got the call, you know?
Who's more excited, the announcer or the people with the chicken?
He's a man of the people.
God's chicken.
Now, guys, Tom, they missed the over-under by 1 point.
Wow.
Yeah, he's going to come up missing this week.
I swear. People lost money, gamblers lost money, and Chick-fil-A lost money because of him doing that right there.
He's getting called into the office.
He's a man of the people. Yeah, you can't do that, sir.
Please don't do that. You know how many emails we had this week?
Bobon. Tom, you need a Bobon jersey.
I do.
100% need a Bobon.
That is the largest man I've
Get
ever
him a
seen
life size one where it actually goes down to his ankles.
4 years ago, I went down to I was courtside back when we used to do that. I used to go down there about two or three
that
times.
long ago. God.
Yeah. You know, it's been a while. So
we had that strange employee.
I went down there, and I was standing on there, and I remember the ball came over to me because they were warming up, and Bobon put his hands up. I was like, I don't want him coming over here. And I gave him back the ball. I was like, I don't even want to be photographed near that man. I look like a midget. I was like, I don't want to know. That's the reason why I don't stand next to tall girls or anything like that. I don't want anything that kind of demeans me or whatever. I was like, standing next to a 7'6" guy, I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Did I share this story? Going back to the Masters real quick, and you reminded me. Yeah. 2 years, it was 2021. It was the year we were still kind of coming out of the pandemic. We had limited patrons at Augusta. So I'm on my tee box, and there's this big, tall, muscular woman with her back to me. And people just gravitated, beautiful, flowing blonde hair, back behind my tee box. People just gravitating towards. Like, who is this lady? And she hadn't turned around. Again, just like very built arms, built calves, beautiful, blowing blonde hair, and people just keep walking around her. Who is this?
Sounds like Dennis Rodman.
Who is this? She turns around. It was Trevor Lawrence.
Braveheart. Braveheart.
He's got some pretty legs, Tom.
Yeah. I guess I'm a little uncomfortable sitting in this room now.
One of the guys on my tee box looked at me and was like, he does have prettier hair than his girlfriend does.
I tell you what, I have all the reason to hate Trevor Lawrence because he went to Clemson.
You don't.
But it's just, Kevin hates this man because of his hair.
I don't hate him.
Kevin,
he just ain't going to win a Super Bowl.
I just wouldn't pick him number one.
Now, if he was my son,
I wouldn't make him the number one pick if he had long blonde hair. That's
if he was my son, I'd make him cut his hair. But that's just.
It's like Samson, though. Is he going to be as effective?
There are so many guys. It's like, I feel sorry for girls nowadays because so many guys look like girls. Seriously.
Chase Elliott.
I mean, it's just like, be a man, dude. But anyway.
Chase Elliott wins at Texas. They're at Talladega this week. Terry's going to be excited.
Can I make Terry's pick for him?
Probably Ross Chastain.
Kyle.
He's a super fan.
I don't care what he says. He's a secret Chastain fan. He gets in here and complains about him and fusses and whines and he does this. And that's all he does. Tom, ain't that what sometimes they got a crush on somebody? They talk about him a lot. So I think he's got a secret Ross Chastain crush. He loves watermelon. I know he does.
He might have Ross
He's
Chastain.
You
have a
he might have a Ross Chastain tattoo somewhere. That's right.
That's a very insightful hypothesis. That's a very insightful hypothesis.
Well, they're at Talladega this weekend. All that stuff will be will be today. Qualifying is at 10:30, so that's coming up next for you folks that want to check that out on MRN. General Tire 200 ARCA Series is today at 12:30. Xfinity Series is at 4 o'clock, and then Talladega is tomorrow's race.
3 o'clock somewhere in that time area. So hard. You can't really pick a Talladega winner. Really, it's kind of who's going to survive.
Kyle
This
Busch.
week.
You can pick a winner.
You can pick a winner.
Ross Chastain.
Kyle Busch. 1-2. One of them. Listen, Kyle Busch might be his number one on his list, but I think Ross is number one in his heart.
It is.
It is.
Terry just texted me. We've got he picked the Dallas Cowboys to win a Talladega.
Talladega this weekend.
Yeah.
Guys, any other final comments, thoughts, or anything? I did have maybe one or two here.
I was just going to say congratulations to Burns. Beat East Gaston twice this week. They moved to 20-0 on the year. Great job, Coach Lanhart and your staff, and the kids playing well.
Speaking of ridiculous things people say.
Like, I'm the best basketball player ever. And I get upset that my name's not mentioned in the GOAT, but here, I'm the best ever. And that's how you're supposed to think. And that's what makes you great.
Who would Shaq be if he had your work ethic? He'd be the greatest of all time. If Shaq had your work ethic, he'd be the greatest of all time. By sure. I wish he was in it, John. I would have had 12 rings.
Kobe said he had 12 rings. And Andre's like, he is the best. And I was like, and then everybody used that word. He's the most dominant. I said, all right, explain the words most dominant. And I'm gonna do a chart this week because he got swept by Ostertag. He got beat 3 times by Ben Wallace, who's 6'9". Luke Longley beat him. Name every big white guy that ever played center against him. Beat him in the playoffs. They all beat him. He lost to every single one of them. I mean, think about Utah. You Stockton Malone. Well, neither one of them's guarding Shaq. It was Greg Ostertag. So Shaq's a little, and then the free throw thing, Zach.
Yeah.
You can't say I'm the greatest basketball player ever and can't beat a 12-year-old at a free throw contest. It's just, I'm sorry. You can't. Yao Ming showed you could shoot free throws. Once I saw Yao Ming shoot it, Shaq has no excuses. Yao shot like 77% or something like that. It's ridiculous. So tough around the basket, maybe, but you got to be able to shoot a free throw. At least Wilt shot underhanded when he couldn't shoot. Figure it out. Just think about it. I think Shaq had missed like 10,000 free throws.
Good gracious.
Like he would have been like second or third all-time leading scorer, or might have been past Kareem, I think it was, if he had hit like even like 10% more better of how many free throws.
Has he missed more free throws than Steph Curry's made?
That's a very good question there, Chip.
Just
you know what I mean?
Just throwing it out there.
I don't know, but Shaq's missed a lot. But yeah, he's silly on this stuff. All right, anything else, guys? Before we wrap it up, any other Masters comments, finals, anything else, Zach? Playoffs, anything we missed? Tom?
Playoffs.
All right,
See you next week. Hopefully.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
We'll be talking Celtics and it'll be another week before we get Celtics and Cavs. It'll be 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks away.
That'll be fun.
All right, guys. See you next week. KDC Broadcast.